and the topics that are important to you, the sports fan in Florida. We are Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. I happen to be Bianchi, Mike Bianchi. I'm the sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. That man right over there is Kravitz, Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media, the man behind the glass right over there. He's the prodigy of production, prime time, Jaden Grimes. We are coming to you live from Orlando, from Jacksonville, from Tallahassee, and all points in between on the iHeartRadio app. It is free. We want to hear from you throughout the show. We like when you enter the rage cage. That is the talkback microphone at the bottom of the iHeartRadio app. You press that button and you can record a hot take, and we will play the best of those later in the show. You can also hit us up on the Mills Air text line. That's 50857. We've got some Christmas topics today, Krabby Krabs.
We're starting to get there. I have some presents that are already wrapped under the tree by my wife. I have not done that yet. I have mine still stored in a closet, and I'm waiting for the opportune time to put my crappy wrapping together. Are you a good gift wrapper?
Oh, God, no. Good Lord. No.
There should be classes on this for us guys. And I know what some people out there are thinking. They actually do this. I mean, required classes for wrapping presents.
Plus now that you get your gifts via Amazon instead of going to the mall where they used to have the wrapping station at the mall, you could just get the presents wrapped there. Now you are almost forced to wrap your own presents.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, right. Because you can't have the nice people at the store do it because the store is Amazon and the storefront is your front yard. I had something, a quick Christmas story for some gift giving that I've already had Christmas go awry for me. I thought of this really nice sentimental gift for my wife, Mallory. And I was so excited that I had the creative mind to order this as a little trinket. She's got a little trinket shelf and it means something to her, the item that I bought. And I thought, this isn't a big present. This is just one of the smaller presents that's off to the side, but it was something that would mean a lot. And I thought I absolutely crushed it. Then I'm sitting there the other day. Mind you, I've already ordered this. It's on the way. Got this confirmation email and everything. I'm looking up at the trinket shelf. It's already there. Yeah, I bought something that's already in my house. Exact replica, by the way. I think it's probably from the same website. And so what do I do with this thing? You
can't return
it? It's like a little tiny porcelain animal. Like, what am I going to do with this?
Just gift it. It'd be like a little funny gag.
Should I just give it to her on Christmas Day and go, I didn't realize we already had one?
Give it to me. I'll give it to my girlfriend. Okay. Will it mean something to her?
We'll talk off air about it. We'll see what happens. All right, let's get to it.
Let's get to the highlights and headlines. Let's start with the Magic game last night. The San Antonio Spurs ended the Magic's 3-game winning streak last night with I'm going to call it a controversial 114-112 victory for the Spurs at Kia Center. Here's the highlights.
Barnes to get it in. Isaac jumping in front of him. They get it into Fox. Just past half court. 5 seconds to go. Fox guarded by Franz. Crossover dribble. Steps in. Tries to jumper. Isaac blocked it. But did we get a whistle? They got Jonathan Isaac with a personal foul.
AB to get it in. Magic down.
2 with 1.4. He got it into Franz. It's swatted away by Cornette. And that is your basketball game. Spurs win it 114-112, and they are mobbing Luke Cornette on the floor. Jamal Mosley set up a good one. Franz had the ball headed towards the bucket, but Cornette read it, knocked it away, and the Spurs sneak out of here with a win.
Did I consider challenging it? What do you mean? Did I consider challenging it with 1 timeout left and 1.4 on the clock? They were already going to review the play, so it was already being challenged in that regard. So if I'd have called it and not got the challenge, I lose my timeout. We don't get a chance to win the game.
That's Jamal Mosley talking about the foul call, and it was a foul call, if you ask me, on Jonathan Isaac. I'm not usually one to complain about the officiating. You know that, Kravitz. But Jonathan Isaac, that was ticky-tack on him. De'Aaron Fox gets the ball, tries to put up a shot. Jonathan Isaac sort of grazes his wrist, I guess, and blocks the shot, and they call the foul. It was inexplicable to me. I'm like yelling at the TV as I'm watching it last night.
I was yelling in the arena. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. I'm like you. I think sports fans in general waste way too much time complaining about officials when they largely do a phenomenal job. That was a terrible call. Ticky-tack is a good way to put it, because I guess technically you could call a foul on that. The thing I always like to consider is, would that be a foul in the playoffs? We all agree, it's basically a fact, that the officiating changes come the NBA postseason, and things are much more lenient in the playoffs. That's why we see lower scores. That's why we see harder played basketball, because you can actually put your hands on somebody. That would definitely, unequivocally, not be a foul call in the playoffs. And so why are we doing it in the regular season in the closing seconds of the game? This isn't in the fourth quarter or the first quarter. I think officials, those little tiny moments, you got to let them go. Let guys play. They're not there to see you. They're there to watch basketball. If it's marginal contact, let it go in the final seconds of the game. I thought it was a terrible call.
If that had been Giannis, it wouldn't have been a foul either. If Giannis had made that block, it wouldn't have been called a foul.
Probably a fact as well. Do you have an issue with Jamal Mosley not challenging the foul call specifically?
Well, he sort of snapped at the reporter who asked that question.
That was your colleague, Jason Beatty, by the way. Great question. That had to be asked in the postgame. I'm glad that he did.
That was Jason Beatty. But Jeff Turner and David Steele were questioning it as well on the telecast last night. So, but is he correct that they already reviewed it during that timeout?
So they are They are allowed to review items within a review for something else. So if you're reviewing a clock malfunction, what time should be on the shot clock or on the play clock, you can retroactively take back a foul or add one based on what the officials see. All of those things are looked at. We see that happen all the time in NBA games. The debate among fans, I think, should rest in that if Jamal Mosley isn't highlighting the fact that, no, I want that looked at through a microscope,
right?
Because we don't know that the officials did that. What I think is another piece of information that we don't have that I would have loved to follow up on this is, did Jamal Mosley ask the officials, did you look at the foul? Because if you didn't, I'm going to throw the flag here and we're going to take another look at this.
Right.
But if Jamal Mosley said to the officials, hey, I'm thinking about challenging this, did you already look at it? And they said, yeah, we looked at it. Why would he challenge something they already looked at and determined that they got the call right for a judgment call? Coaches do not like to use their one challenge on a judgment call, because officials have egos and they usually don't overturn those things.
And he is right. They did have a chance at the last shot. It looked like Franz's layup was going to go in until Cornette came in and swatted it away from the backside.
You also have the best case scenario. They overturn the call. The Magic get a chance to win the game with 1.4 seconds on the clock without the ability to advance the basketball. The best case scenario isn't all that different from like the real life scenario isn't all that different from what actually happened. And, you don't know for sure that Fox is going to make both free throws. What if he were to have missed one of those free throws? The Magic had to have that timeout in order to advance the basketball. Right, if they don't have the timeout, you have to then go across the court in 1.4 seconds. You're never going to make it. So I understand why there's a debate among fans here. I actually think it was pretty sharp from Jamal Mosley to not use the challenge in that particular moment. Even though at the time, sitting in my seat, I was very curious as to why it wasn't being used.
UCF quarterback Taven Jackson intends to transfer after one season with the Knights. UCF coach Scott Frost was asked about it yesterday during his signing day press conference. Didn't really want to talk about it. Listen to Coach Frost.
Well, I can't, and it doesn't make any sense to comment on any individual. This is college football now. It's crazy time. We have to decide what's best for our team and who needs to stay and who needs to go, and players need to decide what's best for them and who wants to stay and who isn't going to stay. And there's going to be a lot of moving around and jockeying at every college town in America. So when the dust settles from all of it, I can comment on individuals more, but we're right in the middle of that now.
Translation, I'm glad Taven Jackson is transferring.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I don't think Scott Frost told him to transfer. I know for sure he didn't tell him not to. He wasn't good.
No.
And Scott Frost says he's got a lot of work to do. It starts at the quarterback position for most college football coaches, especially for one who specializes in that area. Taven Jackson had his moments, but Scott Frost wasn't going to start him next year. There's no UCF fan listening to this show right now should be upset that Taven Jackson is on the move.
No. By the way, speaking of college football, do you see Billy Napier has emerged as a top candidate for the Tulane job where John Summerall, the Gators' new coach, just came from, and for the James Madison job? Would you hire Billy Napier? I don't know that I would, even if I were Tulane or James Madison.
Yeah, I think I would.
You
would?
Not
like Billy Napier hasn't had success in college football. He didn't have success at Florida, but Sunbelt Billy was getting it.
You know what?
He had it rolling at Louisiana.
Yeah, but he had it rolling before the new age of college football. I think Billy Napier is sort of a program builder in the old style of college football, not the new style, in my opinion.
Well, then maybe that's maybe not the Tulane job, but can James Madison really get that picky?
I don't
really
know. Yeah, there's a lot of good young coaches who want a shot. Yeah, JMU, they might be in the playoff. Kravitz.
Isn't it amazing what happens if you end up getting a really good job and then don't succeed at the really, really good, difficult job? You're then looked at as if you can't coach anymore. But if you coach successfully at a lower level, you're the apple of everybody's eye. I'm okay with a guy failing and then falling back down to a lower level. I think Billy Napier is a good coach in his place, which is not in the SEC.
Those are your highlights and headlines.
Coming up next, your daily source of motivation and inspiration. And this time I'm going to a Chinese philosopher, so you're not going to want to miss this. Plus a text question about how you are handling Christmas. That is next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Big thank you to Richard from Mills Air for coming out to the house last week to service my unit. Got all of the gunk shot back out of the line, threw a couple of mold-killing tablets inside of my unit, and he was on his way. He even gave me a step-by-step tutorial on how to do it myself. Now, that is service. Whether you need a new unit or an update to your existing unit, Mills Air can help keep your home cool and energy efficient while improving your indoor air quality all at the same time. Ask about the UV lighting as well. I've gotten that in the past to help out the mold that lives within our Florida homes. Protect your investment. Give yourself some peace of mind in the process. Call Leon and the crew today. Schedule your appointment. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
Are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, just a short drive from Orlando, right there next to Claremont. Mission Resort is renowned for its 2 stunning championship golf courses. El Campeon, the champion, was founded in 1917 and is one of the most tradition-steeped courses in the Southeast. Book your tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Mike Bianchi sent you. You'll get a free bucket of range balls. But there's more than just golf. You can also play pickleball, tennis, rent a boat at the marina, and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. And they have so many exclusive holiday events. How about a tea with Santa and Mrs. Claus on Saturday, December 20th? Bring the kids. Or how about the lavish Christmas grand brunch on Christmas Day, or the unparalleled elegance of the New Year's Eve gala on December 31st? Make reservations for the hotel, golf tee times, or the festive holiday events at missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, your next great escape is closer than you think.
Keep an eye out for road rangers clearing up a crash, partially blocking the ramp from I-4 westbound at John Young Parkway. There's an accident slowing things down on State Road 44 eastbound at Tomoka Farms Road. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency crews on the roadways there. Afternoon traffic starting to pile up in some familiar areas, so travel with caution. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by SuperSure.
Stop buying business insurance blind. SuperSure's licensed advisors help break things down clearly so you understand your options. When you're not sure, get SuperSure or supersure.com. That's supersure.com.
Paid for by SuperSure Insurance Agency, LLC, a Florida licensed insurance agency, not an insurer, and only available in Florida.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Live boxing is back at Caribe Royale, Orlando on Saturday, December 13th in conjunction with the 104th Annual WBA Convention. Records and titles are on the line. In the main event, undefeated Cuban standout Kevin Brown takes on battle-tested Cletus Selden for the WBA Interim Super Lightweight title. Plus, a dynamic lineup of undefeated local stars, including Ariel Golden Hulk Perez and female powerhouse Jasmine the Animal Artiga defending her WBA title. Tickets available at Ticketmaster or at CaribeRoyale.com/boxing.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With T-Mobile, we don't miss out on any family gifts.
Hola, mija, ¿cómo quedó el mole?
It turned out great.
This holiday, switch to T-Mobile and stay connected with Los Tuyos. Get 4 Samsung Galaxy S25 phones with no trade-in needed, plus 4 lines for just $25 per line. Visit a store at T-Mobile.com or call 1-800-T-Mobile. With 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials. For well-qualified customers with auto pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits and imbalance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $800 required. Not for extended international use. You must reside in the U.S. and primary usage must occur on our network. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text free.
Protect your home with Reese Windows Indoors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
Remember who taught you your ABCs? Who showed you kindness and sharing? That was Sesame Street. And today, Sesame Workshop is still helping children around the world grow smarter, stronger, and kinder.
Do it alone.
This holiday season, Sesame needs your support. Donate now at sesame.org. That's SESAME.org. Because the world needs Sesame, and Sesame needs you.
You. Thanks for making a difference.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
You're invited to a day of holiday shopping fun at Macy's on Saturday the 6th. Join us for special beauty and fragrance shopping events, holiday dressing demos, free giveaways, and so much more. Even better, it's our friends and family sale, so you can save 30% on gifts from top brands and 15% on beauty and fragrance. Don't miss the fun this Saturday at Macy's. More at Macys.com/events. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Do you own a small business? A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get Super Sure. Coming soon.
All right, guys, let's get real. You know that feeling when your body just doesn't respond the way it used to? Whether it's at the gym, on the golf course, or in the bedroom, you feel like you've lost a step. That's why I want to tell you about shockwave therapy at Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. This isn't some magic pill or gimmick. It's advanced acoustic energy that increases blood flow, repairs tissue, and restores function naturally. No drugs, no downtime, no surgery. It's used by pro athletes to heal faster and perform stronger. And now it's helping guys like us feel younger again in the gym and in the bedroom. And ladies, it's not just for men. Women are seeing amazing results too. Better comfort, sensitivity, and overall confidence. So if pain or performance issues are slowing you down, it's time to get back in the game with the team that gets it right. Visit hormonesandwellness.com. That's hormonesandwellness.com and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you.
The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Just search 96.9 The Game. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
That's what I'm talking about. That's some good Christmas music. I never even heard this one. The Voodoo Daddies. Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz back on Jacksonville. We're there, Tallahassee, Orlando, streaming everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm just head in my hands in the final seconds of that commercial break because the irony here of I told you the story in the opening segment that I got a gift for Mallory that she already had. It was just a little trinket, nothing special. Nothing expensive. But not only did I already buy her something that she has, so it's rendered useless, but she found it because I left it on my desk at home. I just got a text. It said, "Did you want me to find this?" And I thought, and the answer is no. And I just left it there. I have really fumbled the bag on this particular present.
So you left it unopened?
I just took it out of the it came in a little Amazon, like one of those little bubble packages. Yeah, and I opened it and I looked at it and then I put it on my desk and I was, just kind of disappointed with myself that I purchased something we already had. And
that makes it doubly worse now she knows.
I know. I could have hit it and just moved on and found something else. And then if the thing it's a little possum, okay? It's a little ceramic possum. If the one that she had ever broke, I would just swap it out. I got to back up now.
Now let's back up. Why is the possum meaningful to her? I know she's from Newberry, so could it be that she's from Newberry? They used to go hunting and kill them possums.
Well, it reminds her of her dead uncle. So,
was he a possum hunter?
I don't know. They just said it was like a bond.
I used to have I grew up out a smaller town than Newberry. I used to have a tag on the front of my car. All right. When I was in high school, eat more possum. Eat more possum.
So do you want it? Do you want it? I can give I can give it to you. I can give it to you.
I wouldn't mind having an eat more possum license tag again. I don't want a little trinket.
I feel like a total Christmas flop right now. This has not gone well. Let's get to our daily source of motivation and inspiration.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Today's is about what makes us who we are. I heard this one on a podcast that I was listening to after the game last night. I had to settle down after the way that things finished between the Magic and the Spurs last night. This is from Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu. Watch your thoughts. They become your words. Watch your words. They become your actions. Watch your actions. They become your habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. Watch your character. It becomes your destiny.
That Lao Saw. That guy is deep. Huh? He's no Confucius, but I'll tell you what, he's on the Mount Rushmore of Chinese philosophers. And he's right. It all begins right here in your head. It's all in a state of mind. It all comes back to that. It's all in a state of mind.
If you think demented things, eventually you'll become a demented person. If you think negative things long enough, you'll become a negative person, and negative things happen to negative people. And I think that is, to put it much more simply, that is the self-fulfilling prophecy, is you kind of become what your thoughts are initially and how you view things.
Kravitz, I've told you this before, all right? When I was in high school, an old high school coach gave all of us football players this little corny poem, all right? And the name of the poem was "It's All in a State of Mind." And I still have that poem hanging up right above my desk here. It's all in a state of mind. I'll read you some of it a little bit. Maybe that'll be my 2-minute drill. I'll tease it. I'll read you. If I have time.
We'll see. We'll see if you get one of those today. Yeah. We'll see how you're acting in the 5 o'clock hour. Okay, Mikey.
Yeah.
Today's text question. We have Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets to give away. If you want to zoom to the front of the line on winning those, hit us up on the iHeartRadio Talkback. You can also text in at 50857 on the Mills Air text line. It is National Santa's List Day. What do you want for Christmas and why? And if it happens to be a ceramic possum, I got news for you. Got one. I would like peace and quiet. I've become preferential to experiences, hotel stays. I've asked for a lot of Marriott gift cards. I think it's a creative idea. You know, everybody's going to go, oh, Dick's Sporting Goods, Academy Sports, Walmart, Target. Just give me a hotel stay. Get me out of here.
How about Mission Resort?
That's not a bad option. I could also use a vacuum cleaner. Mike, give me one before we head out of here. What do you want?
You're going to laugh at me. You know I'm Mr. Practicality. I want a new tire inflator.
That's a good one. They got good ones out there, too.
Yeah.
Get you a Ryobi or something.
Mine's broken. So, yeah, I need a new tire inflator. That's what I want.
All right, we'll let Santa know. Up next, the Knowles season all wrapped up. Actually, we're going to talk to Andrea Adelson about some news about the Knowles going after Lane Kiffin. That's coming up at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Up next, Taven Jackson out at UCF. Scott Frost, some damning quotes about the state of college football. We'll get to that next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
All right, all you sports fans out there, it's your halftime report. Compliments of the Bulldog, and the scoreboard is glowing out there at Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont. 50 years ago, Don moved his family from Maryland and built Central Florida's truck headquarters. Today, his son Jay keeps the winning streak alive and even gives customers his own personal email address. That is truly a family business. And right now, they have their Red Tag event going on, which means 0% APR for 36 months on a brand new Silverado, plus over $13,000 in stacked savings. Want more of a family ride? Get 0% APR for 36 months on the 2026 Equinox and Trailblazer as well. Don't wait for overtime. These Red Tags go fast. Chevy. Together, let's drive.
I've been telling you guys about Kevin Krager with LPT Realty, one of the top 25 producing agents in Central Florida. My guy is money, and he joins me now to chat about the latest in real estate. What's the one piece of advice that you would give to first-time home buyers?
Interview agents and ask important questions. Ask what's important to that agent. Make sure that that agent is listening to you and understands what it is that you need when you're buying a house. There's hundreds of thousands of agents across this country, and a lot of people can buy and sell real estate, but to protect what you're doing, You need to make sure that that agent is really connected with you, really listening to you, and has your best interest at heart. It's not just a paycheck for me. It's not just a paycheck for a lot of agents, but I want a long-lasting relationship. I'm going to give loyalty to you. And then I also would say, as a home buyer, giving loyalty back to that agent, because at some point you're going to want to sell that house.
Trust and loyalty. You can count on Kevin for that. He'll move you right along through the real estate buying and selling process. 407-702-4635.
As football season continues on and basketball season is taking off, there's no better place to get in on the action than BetOnline, your number one source for all things sports. BetOnline gives you more ways to play with the latest odds, breaking news, live scores, and in-game action so you never miss a moment. From pro and college football, basketball, cage fighting, and hockey futures, BetOnline has you covered. And don't forget the VIP program with exclusive level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. Head to BetOnline today, because at BetOnline, the game starts here.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 407-204-0300. That's 407-204-0300.
Annuities, non-advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at trajanwealth.com.
If you're looking for that headliner gift for this Christmas, International Diamond Center has a fantastic idea. How about a Rolex watch? IDC is your source for luxury pre-owned Rolex timepieces. We have hundreds in stock for both ladies and gentlemen. All models. Hulks, Submariners, Pepsis, Batmans, models you can't find anywhere else. IDC is a worldwide buyer of pristine, well-cared-for pre-owned Rolexes. We choose only the best of the best, so you can buy with confidence. So if you're looking to go over the top with the gift of ultimate luxury, come let us help you find that perfect pre-owned Rolex. And if you buy now, you can take advantage of special zero-interest financing options. Spread your payments over years with no finance charges. International Diamond Center, your holiday destination for the perfect gift. Gorgeous rings, stunning earrings, dazzling pendants, eye-catching bands, designer bracelets, and every price range. Need some help? Relax. Our non-commissioned experts are ready to take you by the hand and guide you, making sure you choose the perfect gift that's sure to bring tears of joy Christmas morning. International Diamond Center. Location, store hours, and more at shopidc.com.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
If you want to windows there in Wings, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
At Straight Talk, we know the holidays are your time to say
yes.
So why put up with a wireless company that makes you say
out of data?
Or
no service here?
Switch to Straight Talk and say yes to real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network covered by Verizon. And with a free 5G phone when you activate select plans, someone else in your family can say yes. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Based on RootMetrics State of 5G Report, United States 1H 2025. Experiences may vary. Not an endorsement of Verizon. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
With Target, gifting has never been easier. This Saturday and Sunday, Target gift cards are 10% off with Target Circle. Treat everyone on your list to something you know they'll love. Gift cards for the trendsetters, the techies, the fashionistas, the foodies, and even yourself. The perfect time to save is now. This deal is a yearly fave, so hurry. Get more gifting for your buck and save 10% on Target gift cards with Target Circle for 2 days only. Only at Target. Restrictions apply.
If you want to buy or sell your home quickly, call Nickley. For a guaranteed cash offer, visit thenickley.com.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage.
Hey there, Brevard County Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Thursday evening forecast. Temperatures tonight slowly going to drift down into the upper 50s and low 60s tonight. And as we take a look at your Friday, if you thought today was warm, we're going to even turn up the heat a little bit more, taking a look at your Friday afternoon. Highs going to be throughout the upper 70s and low 80s. Looking ahead to the weekend, though, changes are on the way. Saturday, we could be seeing a stray shower or two pop up with temperatures in the low 80s, but Sunday is when another cold front moves through. That's when we're going to be expecting some rain, a couple of thunderstorms, and temperatures dropping back down into the 70s. Have a great night.
Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials, all for under $25. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at macysbackstage.com.
Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
We want you to sit on our knee today and tell us what you want. What? It's not weird. Why is Jaden looking at me strange? We are acting as on-air Santas today. We want you to sit on our knee and tell us what you want for Christmas. It's only weird if you let it be weird. Text in 50857. Let us know what you want. I could use a new vacuum too. You know, when you reach a certain age, you just kind of want household appliances for Christmas.
My daughter's got me a new vacuum. Was it last year or the year before? It's not a heavy duty vacuum. I have all like luxury vinyl floors in the luxury condo.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Fancy Pants.
So it's just a vacuum that it's one of you plug it in, it charges itself up, but it has a beater bar on it and everything. It's awesome.
Got to get cordless vacuums. You cannot vacuum with a cord in 2025.
The old Electrolux I used to have in the good old days.
Remember, you used to you go as far as you can, and then it would pull out of the wall. And then
bend the prongs as it's pulled out of the wall. Yeah.
So some news broke yesterday that UCF starting quarterback Taven Jackson set to enter the transfer portal. He'll be a redshirt senior for his final season of eligibility. It'll be his fourth school.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Indiana, UCF, and now wherever he ends up next. Mike, what NIL deal should he sign? Huh?
He should sign an NIL deal with U-Haul.
Well done. That was funny. Saw that tweet out there earlier today. At Bianchi writes, if you want more zingers throughout the course of the week. I think UCF fans should be relieved. I don't really think he's all that good. He had moments last season or this season where he was decent, but on to better things, hopefully, for the UCF Knights. But
and for him.
Perhaps. Yeah. Could be best for both parties. He probably goes down a level, I would assume.
I would think so.
Yeah, it's not like he's going back to Tennessee or anything like that. Scott Frost was asked about this, among some other things, at a recent press conference, and he is not happy with the current state of college football.
It's broken. College football's broken. I don't know if you'll get that honest answer from everyone, but everyone would agree if they were honest. You just got to try to play the game as best you can. And, Terry and people here have done an unbelievable job getting us on a level playing field with everybody else from a rev share standpoint. That gives us a great chance. We need to keep pushing forward and trying to do even more. I laugh about it now, but I did my press conference last year and had a couple players and their agents waiting and outside my office 5 minutes after I did my press conference to start telling me how much money I needed to pay them. And I didn't even know who the kids were. We're going to know our team now. We're going to know our strengths and weaknesses. I think we're at a better financial position to approach this. And we're going to be able to hopefully just build around some people rather than try to build the whole thing from scratch. So you get out of the stress and heavy work of season and go straight into this. And this is a lot of work too.
That doesn't sound like somebody that's in love with he basically said it plainly that he's not happy with the current state of college football. I don't think that he likes this version of college football. And I almost wonder if part of him doesn't even really want to be doing this if things don't get fixed. Not that he doesn't have a love for coaching, but I can see where this would wear on people that are used to college football a certain way, and you're just not able to coach the way that you used to. That's part of this, but he's definitely not in the minority. I think that's a pretty common opinion at this point.
And in fairness, I mean, he wasn't referring to the Taven Jackson situation when he brought that up. He was asked about just the state of college football,
Right.
and he said it numerous times since he took over at UCF. It's not the first time he says college football is broken. The difference is that Scott Frost, I mean, you said he doesn't like the current state of college football. I don't think any coach likes the current state of college football. The difference is Scott Frost actually talks about it, and probably talks about it too much, if you ask me. Probably talks about it too much. We know college football's broken. He knows it's broken. Everybody knows it's broken. I think what frustrates a coach like Scott Frost, whereas maybe it doesn't frustrate Kirby Smart, is that Scott Frost is, he's looking at Texas Tech and BYU and some of these others, just about every other team in the Big 12 that has more money to spend than he does, and it's not an equal playing field. So that's frustrating for a coach.
Well, that's where I don't know that everybody agrees. Like Joey McGuire is the head coach at Texas Tech. Does he not like the current state of college football? It certainly helps him a lot. Steve Sarkisian has an endless well of money at Texas. Do you think he cares about the current state of college football? Kirby Smart, he seems to be doing just fine. I like what he said. He said, we're not just writing checks. You're going to have to hit somebody. Understanding that this is what college football is right now, but we're going to work within the system. And I think when you have the resources to do that, you can look at things through a more positive lens. I like what you said about he is now reaching the point where, all right, Scott, we get it. We agree. Right. You're not wrong. You are very well within your right to have the opinion, and it's an accurate one. If we were doing grade the take on Scott Frost, he'd get an A+ for heat and accuracy. But at some point, this is your job, and you've just got to make the most of it, and you cannot continue to complain about it.
Yeah, believe me, I love his honesty. I love the fact that Scott Frost will say things that other coaches don't say about the system. I mean, just the fact that he told the story that after his introductory press conference last year, he goes back to his office and there are a couple of players and their agents waiting for him, telling him how much money, how much of a raise they need to make to stay with the program. That should tell you something. I mean, the guy hadn't even started his job yet, and the agents are circling like vultures to try to get money out of him.
I cannot imagine how much of a buzzkill that is, especially as you just restarted this experience.
Right.
You reignited the UCF flame, and then there are the agents with their hands out. We're not talking about Justin Jefferson, okay? It's Frost. I don't even know who these guys are. I don't know what to pay you. Are you good? What's your name? What number do you wear when you're out on the football field? Absolutely insane. Text in, let us know what you think. But go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, but most coaches don't tell you stories like that.
Yeah.
Most coaches don't keep that stuff hush hush,
But that's the balance of being candid, is we appreciate it. And I like it also. But if next season we have 3 different clips throughout the year from Scott Frost where he's talking about how broken college football is, at some point I would advise Scott, if you were to ask me as a friend, hey, what should I do about this? I'd say, well, you've been complaining about it for 2 years. Maybe you should quit if you don't like it. If you don't like something and you can't fix something, it's okay to not like things. Then you try and fix it. If you can't do that either, then you got to find something else, because nobody likes a whiner. We like honesty. We don't like whining. So you got to strike that balance. properly.
Yeah.
Up next,
I do think National Signing Day yesterday is an. No, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
I gotta bet it. I gotta bet it or forget it.
All right, we'll keep that in our back pocket. Your texts, your talkbacks coming up right after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be back right after this.
You know, the holidays are a time to spend time with family. We all know that.
It's all right. Frank is good too. What?
Oh, that's the Andrews sisters with Frank, I think.
Oh, those are your girls.
That's Shot Doctor's favorite group, Andrews sisters.
I know that one of his favorite spots too is Wing House. You can go and enjoy yourself some Thursday night football. Cowboys, Lions. Order a half-pound burger at a regular price. Get a free 16-ounce domestic beer or soda to wash it down. The perfect way to fuel up before the big football weekend hits. Juicy burgers, cold drinks, beautiful girls, and the Wing House vibe that you know and love. What more could you ask for? Wing House, good food, beautifully served. There's the ratings came in for the Thursday Thanksgiving game between the Chiefs and the Cowboys. Have you seen this number?
So I saw it peaked at 61.7 million. I think, what was it, 58 or 57 million?
Yeah, the average is 57.2 million viewers, the most watched regular season game in NFL history. I think that was a prediction that we had on this show, and that came to fruition. I like how cocky Roger Goodell is about this, too. He was asked, are you surprised? And he goes, yeah, it's a little bit more than we even projected.
The early game. Who was the early game? The Packers.
Packers and Lions. Was that
Packers Lions was
10 million less?
That was the second most watched NFL game of all time.
This league is just not dropping at all in popularity. It really is amazing.
And for perspective, the college football national championship game usually averages about 25 million. So a regular season NFL game like triples it.
Amazing.
Almost triples it.
And so it's, in that sense, it's not even the sport, it's the league. The league itself is so insanely popular. It's just become ingrained in our culture. There's no other way to explain it. I don't even think for a lot of people that are part of that number have no idea what they're even watching. It's just on. It's just on because it's like me watching the parade. Like it's part of the day.
That's why I disagree with what you said yesterday. We were talking about the NBA on Christmas Day. I think once the NFL becomes more ingrained as the Christmas Day monster that it's already become, the NBA will become an afterthought on Christmas.
But the reason why I push back on that is the NFL is part of American culture. People that don't watch football for large portions of the year will watch on Thanksgiving. They'll watch the Super Bowl. That's why those numbers are always astronomical. The NBA on Christmas is geared toward, you're not watching that as just a casual that's not watching the NBA. You are already a sports fan that's at least aware that the NBA season has started. The NBA doesn't just rope in fans that aren't paying attention all year to then sit down and watch Christmas to watch the NBA on Christmas. And so for those people, I'm in this group that have already made it a tradition for themselves to watch the NBA on Christmas. You're not going to completely get away from that because the NFL is on. I think it divides attention, but it doesn't steal 100% of the attention. That's where I land.
No, it's not 100%, but like I like to watch the NBA. At least I like to watch the Magic. And I watch selected NBA games. But if there's an NFL game on at the same time, I'm watching the NFL game.
It frustrates me because I tend to be the same way, and I want Christmas to be an NBA day. That's what I'm used to, and it frustrates me because the NFL can have any other day of the week. Just leave Christmas to the NBA, because the second you throw a Chiefs Broncos game on, but I gotta watch it. I have to. Somebody said they want the Dallas Cowboys to win a Super Bowl and Sidney Sweeney for Christmas. Good luck with that one.
Yeah.
All right, we're Santa over here. We're not miracle workers, okay? Somebody said they want a starter set of golf clubs. That is an expensive gift. That might be tougher to get than Sydney.
How about you can just have mine, okay? Yeah, I'll just give you my golf clubs.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm so terrible.
A starter set of golf clubs. I've got 2 words for you. It's called Facebook Marketplace, okay? They are available. There are people giving up golf by the thousands every single day, and then those picking it up as well, but plenty of people that have quit playing that sport. More Game On coming up in just a moment. We have a special guest that's joining us at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Andrea Adelson is covering Florida State. Some interesting rumors and news swirling about that head coaching position. We're back with that in 60 seconds.
Live, local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Hey, jingity jing. It's Dominic.
Yeah, like I call it.
Jingity jing.
Yes. It is that time of the day.
La 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 la.
The smooth, dulcet sounds of Lou Monte and Dominic the Donkey. Crank it.
His name
Yeah,
is Dominic,
there you go.
the cutest little donkey. You'll never see him kick.
I'm really surprised it didn't catch on like Rudolph.
They're right here.
The hills of
The Vitalia. Jingity jing. Hee haw. Hee haw. Jingity jing.
All I picture is Bianchi chugging boxed wine while listening to this at the house.
Love the boxed wine. You take the little plastic bag out, put it in the freezer, get it nice and cold. Absolutely.
So I guess we're having some issues with our phone line, Mike. If you want to text Andrea Adelson, give her the hotline.
I just texted her to. I just gave her the hotline number. Hopefully she'll be calling.
It looks like Jaden is hard at work. Yeah, I get the thumbs up. So Andrea is on the line, Mike.
All right, let's welcome in someone who I've told her many times. I believe she's the number one college football journalist in the nation. She's a great reporter, broadcaster, and quite frankly, I think she should be one of the panelists on ESPN Game Day. She is Andrea Adelson of ESPN and ESPN.com. Andrea, thank you so much for joining us today.
Always a pleasure when you say such nice things about me, Bianchi. Anytime.
Well, I like to butter you up because I know you're a busy person, but I do believe that. I really do. And by the way, for those who weren't there a week ago, Monday night, Andrea hosted at the Orlando Touchdown Club. She hosted sort of a Q&A with Lee Corso and Lou Holtz, and what a remarkable evening it was. Andrea, how much fun was that for you? I know it was a lot of fun for me.
It was so fun, Mike, because, we do this job because we love sports, and I do this job in particular because I love college football. And so to be on that stage with a head coach growing up in South Florida, who I watched all those Catholics versus convicts games, and I was at one of them in 1987 at the Orange Bowl, to have the privilege now to sit there and interview him and ask him questions that my 10-year-old self would have loved to ask. And of course, Lee Corso, such a legend and a giant who has meant so much to so many of us beyond ESPN. It was an honor, quite frankly, and a privilege. And I hope you could tell how delighted I was to be up there on the stage, because you've got to have fun with opportunities like that. And hopefully the folks who were there had a lot of fun. We got a lot of really good laughs. Lou had a lot of great one-liners, and so did Lee.
Absolutely. By the way, if you want to join the Orlando Touchdown Club, OrlandoTDClub.com. A little cheap plug there for the Touchdown Club. All right, let's go to a report by your colleague at ESPN.com, Mark Schlabach. Turns out the Florida Gators aren't the only ones who struck out when trying to hire Lane Kiffin. I guess Florida State Athletic Director Michael Alford was also negotiating with Kiffin, even though head coach Mike Norvell was still employed by the school. What do you know about this, Andrea?
Well, it was first of all, a terrific story by Mark Schlabach. You can check that out on ESPN.com. And it was inside the last 2 weeks at Ole Miss. And so the scene of the story starts with Lane Kiffin just taking a poll of where the staff wanted to go. And everyone thought 3 schools were in the mix. And then all of a sudden he throws out there Florida State, which I think everybody who was reading it was like, wait, what? But those who have kind of followed Florida State and Michael Alford know that 2 years ago, when Mike Norvell interviewed for the Alabama job, Lane Kiffin was the number one choice to replace him if Mike Norvell had left to replace Nick Saban. And that was reported previously, right? There's ties that go back a very long way between Michael Alford and Lane Kiffin, going back to their days together at USC. Alford was an administrator there when Kiffin was on staff. So I think that, that opening scene was kind of a little bit jarring because nobody was expecting to see Florida State in there next to Florida and LSU, and obviously staying at Ole Miss. But it made sense considering where those puzzle pieces were just 2 years ago.
Hey, I'm curious. Okay, so it comes out that he was negotiating with Lane Kiffin before, Mike Norvell knew what his future was. How awkward is this relationship going to be now that this has come to light?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure whether there were negotiations or how far the conversations went, just based on what my colleague there, Mark Schlabach, reported. If they were just initial discussions or one of those situations where if we made a move, would you be interested, right? Because you're right, Florida State had not made a move at that point, but it was very clear based on the statement that Michael Alford issued after the Stanford loss that Florida State was going to have to evaluate its options at the end of the season. And as part of that evaluation, you're trying to figure out what's the best way forward for our program. It's my understanding that President Richard McCullough was adamant that they wanted to bring back Mike Norvell. So, it's one of those situations where oftentimes administrators have these conversations that don't necessarily make it to the public square in terms of trying to evaluate what are we going to do with this head coaching job and what would our options be if we were to make a move. And you'll remember at that time, it seemed like Florida State would be poised to make a move because of the struggles that they had, not just this year, but last year as well. So I don't necessarily know about the awkwardness of the relationship. I don't really think it changes the bottom line, which is Mike Norvell knows he has to win. Right. And if your athletic director is out there having conversations with other coaches, I think that only underscores what type of thin ice that you are on headed into 2026. But I don't think Mike Norvell needed that article to remind him of that. I'm pretty sure he's well aware. He knows he has to win.
Talking to ESPN.com college football reporter Andrea Adelson here on Game On. How did we get here with Lane Kiffin? His stock rise, I know this guy's been around a while and he's had some successful years lately at Ole Miss, but it feels meteoric in the rise of him becoming not just a top option, but for the last couple of weeks, it's felt like he's the only option for a lot of these programs, rising faster and burning hotter than any other coach in the market. How did we get to the point where it was Lane Kiffin, huge drop off, and then everybody else in the coaching vacancy world?
I'm still trying to figure that part out. I think it has a lot to do with the way his teams have played and won and what type of player that's been centered around, and that's the quarterback, right? I mean, everybody, whether you're a defensive, offensive guy, doesn't matter. People want to have that star quarterback who is being developed and taking command. And that's what they have done at Ole Miss here over the last couple of years. And so anytime you've got an offense that's putting up a lot of points, that has a quarterback with the potential to make game-changing plays and put yourself in a position where you can win a lot of games like they have at Ole Miss, then I think automatically that just shoots you right to the top of the list, because quarterback is that magical unicorn position that if you get right, you give yourself an opportunity to try and compete for and win championships. And that's what I come back to, though, that Lane has not won a conference championship.
Right.
And so, that's what you try and weigh here. It's like you see this potential for greatness, right? But then along with that comes some head-scratching types of performances and losses. And you go back to last year and how they played against Florida, or how they played against Kentucky, games like that, where you're like, wait, so which Lane is it going to be? Is it going to be the consistent winner? Is it going to be the guy who looks great but can't get you to the finish line? I think the appeal for Florida and LSU, for example, is you see that potential with the offense, right? And these are two programs that have had Heisman winners at quarterback, right? That a lot of people are looking to for that quarterback position to be the one that gets solved. But now you feel like you're in an even more fertile recruiting ground for Lane Kiffin, right? Like if he could do that at Ole Miss, imagine what he could do with the talent we have in Louisiana and Florida. And so it's kind of that line of thinking where we've got a better job here that has the ability to provide better resources, but also better talent, so that you are not falling short in that quest to win championships, so that you had all the pieces around you, in addition to the quarterback, to get you to a spot where you can compete. And so I think that ultimately was probably the biggest appeal for those schools and for Florida State as well, right? I mean, you've got a guy who has been a winner. Maybe he hasn't won a championship, but he has taken programs over his last two spots, Florida Atlantic 2 and Ole Miss, to a place where they've won big, and they've done it in the type of style that a lot of teams want to play right now.
Florida State was asking for a larger portion of the revenue sharing in the ACC. It was a big talking point for a couple of years there. I imagine that they are a little more quiet on that front now. Are they kind of leaning back on that?
I mean, it did pass, right? They're not going to get a lot of the money on the success initiatives because they aren't going to the postseason, right? So they are losing money that could have gone in their pockets if they still had the equal revenue distribution. The addition of the revenue share that's going to be based on ratings and all of that, I think they're in really good position still as it relates to that. The last time I checked, they were near the top or top 2, top 3 in the conference in terms of the ratings. So they will get funding for that. But in terms of what the success initiative is going to look like, no, they're losing money on that end. And Virginia is going to be the beneficiary, guys. Who knew? Virginia and Duke, beneficiaries from the success initiative, just like, Florida State planned when they put that out there.
Andrea, real quick, what do you think about the Gators hiring of John Summerall, and do you think Miami will get into the playoff?
What do I think of John Summerall? I'm getting there, Bianchi. I don't know a lot in terms of what his background is. I know that he's had a lot of success at Tulane and at Troy before that, and everybody says it's a great hire and it's a great fit. And of course, Florida brought out Urban Meyer and Steve Spurrier to put their stamp of approval on it. Like, hey guys, no, this is our guy. Forget about Lane. No, this was our guy. We promise. This is the guy we're behind. That felt a little awkward to me, quite honestly, that they had to bring out the heavy hitters to show that this was the guy they all want to rally behind. I do think, though, that if he can hang on to DJ, considering where the Tulane quarterbacks have been the last 2 years and what they've gotten out of those guys, bodes well for the future. And if they can get DJ playing the way that we saw at the end of his freshman year with some of the other guys, hopefully they retain and bring back, I think Florida could be in a good spot. And I liked who they hired at defensive coordinator. As for Miami, I have a hard time believing that the committee on the last ranking is going to suddenly flip-flop Notre Dame and Miami when they've had a chance for 5 weeks to do that. So I don't have a good feeling about Miami making the playoff.
Andrea Adelson, she's the best in the business. Check out all of her coverage of college football at ESPN.com. Andrea, thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me again. Appreciate it.
She's awesome.
She is. She knows what she's talking about. She's connected.
Yeah. Jaden not happy with the breakdown of the Miami Hurricanes. I was listening to an interview with Brett McMurphy, another great college football writer that you're pals with. And he said that he flip-flopped on the idea that Miami was going to potentially get in if everything fell right with conference championship weekend because of what the committee has done in the past. When the season ends, they tend to wait head-to-head heavier for whatever reason, even though these two teams aren't doing anything this week. But interesting perspective nonetheless. Up next, I have put together another epic Mount Rushmore. This time, it revolves around Giannis. You'll see what that entails next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
You know, it's actually been for the state of Florida relatively cool lately, which means if you're having any issues with your AC, now is the best time to call Ziegler Air Conditioning for your maintenance check. All right, Jason and his crew have been keeping Central Florida cool. Not for 10 years, not for 20 years, not for 30 years, for 40 years. They know what Florida Heat can do to your system. And believe me, these aren't guys that just show up like some companies do, give it the once over and say, yep, everything looks good to me. They actually take things apart. They service your unit. They check every connection. They lubricate every part. They blow all that gunk out of your drain lines. Make sure you're running efficiently before the next heat wave closes in. Their maintenance plan also includes 2 visits a year, not 1 visit like most companies do. And their technicians actually teach you how to take care of your system and make it more efficient. All right. The other thing I love about Ziegler Air Conditioner, maybe the main thing, when you need them most, they are always there. I told you on a recent holiday weekend, they showed up within an hour and saved the day after my AC went out when it was 95 degrees outside. So I love me some Ziegler Air Conditioning. They're honest, they're quick, and they're never pushy. Give them a call. 407-245-8765. 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from the bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite bond while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run operation right here in our backyard in Central Florida. Go and find them online easily, and don't stress about these pests anymore. It's burnpest.com.
There's a car stopped on the shoulder getting cleared up. Florida's Turnpike southbound before that Oakland Exchange exit. A crash slowing things down on 429 northbound before Schofield Road. Look out for an accident here, slowing things down on the ramp from I-4 westbound to John Young Parkway. The roadways are getting busy this afternoon. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Indeed Sponsored Jobs gives your job posting a turbo boost. Match with the candidates you're looking for, making your hiring simple. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Again, that's Indeed.com/credit.
Out here, holidays are all about family. You want every gift to be one they'll use and love, and you want a good deal. At Tractor Supply, you'll find toys, clothes, mini bikes, power tools, even gift cards. Something for everyone on your list. And new deals each week. Unique finds at the season's best prices. Make their holidays merry with gifts from Tractor Supply, where you'll find everything for your holidays out here.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606, powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side.
Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears.
Orlando. There are only about 4,300 publicly traded companies on the U.S. Stock Exchange. But there are an estimated 33 million companies in the U.S. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. The average investor is missing out on over 99% of the investment opportunity that's happening in this beautiful country until now. True portfolio strength is found beyond the confines of the S&P 500, investing in promising companies before they go public. Private real estate, infrastructure, world-changing technologies. This is called the endowment model. The endowment model has historically outperformed the traditional model of just stocks and bonds. If you're an accredited investor and want more from your investments, it's time to think beyond just stocks and bonds. Call Trajan today, 407-204-0300. That's 407-204-0300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Kohl's Customer Appreciation Event is here, right in time for the gift exchange. Even though everyone pretends gifting isn't a competition, it kinda is. At Kohl's, save on gifts everyone will fight over. From sweaters and flannels to air fryers, toaster ovens, and more. Because deep down, the gift exchange isn't just about giving. It's also about winning. Shop Kohl's and save on top gifts now. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offers end December 14th. See store or kohls.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi, here to tell you the housing market is just like football. It's all about field position. And right now, sellers have the ball in the red zone. If you're thinking about selling, call the Nickley Group. Central Florida homes are selling for top dollar, and the Nickley Group sells homes for 6% more and twice as fast as the average agent. They'll even give you a guaranteed cash offer. No showings, close in as little as 14 days. So go to thenickley.com, tell them I sent you. I might even be at your next closing. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word WOW right now to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Do you own a small business? A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super sure. Coming soon.
I've been telling you guys about Kevin Krager with LPT Realty, one of the top 25 producing agents in Central Florida. My guy is money, and he joins me now to chat about the latest in real estate. What's the one piece of advice that you would give to first-time home buyers?
Interview agents and ask important questions. Ask what's important to that agent. Make sure that agent is listening to you and understands what it is that you need when you're buying a house. There's hundreds of thousands of agents across this country, and a lot of people can buy and sell real estate, but to protect what you're doing, you need to make sure that agent is really connected with you, really listening to you, and has your best interest at heart. It's not just a paycheck for me. It's not just a paycheck for a lot of agents, but I want a long-lasting relationship. I'm going to give loyalty to you. And then I also would say, as a home buyer, giving loyalty back to that agent, because at some point you're going to want to sell that house.
Trust and loyalty. You can count on Kevin for that. He'll move you right along through the real estate buying and selling process. 407-702-4635.
Orlando's hometown sports station. This is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the free iHeartRadio app. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Has anybody seen Grandma?
Hey, we asked for faster Christmas music as we lead up to the holidays, and our producer, he knew the assignment. A+.
Absolutely.
Some Christmas music with some energy to it. I like it. Me all ramped up, revved up. I have a Mount Rushmore that I want to get to. Excited about this. Always like when a nice Mount Rushmore is sparked in my mind. We'll get to that in a second. I was going to save this for the 2-minute drill, but feeling nice today, Mike. Might give you 2 minutes. The end of the show. And this is so embarrassing. I just have to get this off my chest now. I can't wait any longer. No patience. The Jacksonville Jaguars tweeted out yesterday at about 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm just seeing this now. It's a graphic showing the Colts Jags game, 1 p.m. at Everbank, coming up on Sunday, week 14. And the caption on the tweet says, "The biggest game in Jaguars history."
What?
Why
It
have they
does
not?
not.
Why? This is their official account. It says that. Why have they not deleted this yet? That is embarrassing. The biggest game in Jaguars history? That's not even true. That's not.
They didn't even. They didn't even preface it by saying the biggest regular season game.
I'm staring at it. I've reread this thing 100 times just to make sure. It says the biggest game in Jaguars history is on Sunday.
Yeah, first of all, the vice president of football operations, Tony Baselli, should fire the social media person who put that out.
I can already picture what this person looks like, and I promise you they are not a legal drinking age yet. If they think this is the biggest game in Jaguars history, like it wouldn't rank in the top 5.
The person is like Jaden Grimes' age.
Yeah.
All right.
They've watched 7 football games.
Right. I mean, the Jaguars, when I covered them in their early years, they were the youngest team to ever get to a conference championship game. They were in the conference championship game in their second year of existence with Tony Baselli playing left tackle. I mean, good Lord. They were this close to getting to Super Bowl.
Get apologizing for your wins around here.
All right, Liam, calm down. Okay.
Maybe Liam Cohen made him tweet that out.
What if it was it could have been Shad Khan. You know, he's pretty amped up about this season too. No, okay. It's like, damn it. I was gonna nail this segment too. So a quick aside, the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis have started some conversations about what is next in the future of the Greek Freak. And apparently they're at least entertaining the idea of a trade. Doc Rivers, the head coach, denies it.
So here we go again. There's been no conversations. I want to make it clear just I would say one more time, but for the 50th time, it clearly is not getting to one network for sure. Giannis has never asked to be traded. Ever. I can't make that more clear.
Okay. Well, I don't believe you, but
that's what Shams. So is he saying Shams is wrong? Because Shams reported that they're having discussions, right?
I think this is very semantical. Maybe Giannis has never said I want to be traded, but maybe he said I would like to play somewhere where we're going to win games, and if that's not here, then perhaps it could be elsewhere. That's technically not asking for a trade, but that's probably the conversation that's going on behind the scenes. So it's time to dust off the old notepad. We're going to make this quick. We got Scott Reynolds coming up talking Tampa Bay Buccaneers football. Time for another epic Mount Rushmore.
It's time for another epic encounter with a Brandon Kravitz Mount Rushmore.
About Rushmore, about Giannis, the mountain, the faces of the teams that I do not want to see end up with the Greek Freak. The first face is the Miami Heat. Yuck. Cliche. In the state. No thank you. Face number 2, the LA Lakers. They all end up with the Lakers. Boring, predictable, orchestrated. This would be an Adam Silver move. And who would they even trade at this point? Bronny? Give me a break. Third face, the Thunder. An embarrassment of riches. And the sad part is that they actually have the assets to make this worse, this work. And that is a problem for the league. And then the fourth face is another team that I can't imagine how devastating this would be for everybody else. The San Antonio Spurs. If Wemby and Giannis meet up in San Antonio, night to the rest of the NBA, nobody else would ever win again. Those are the four faces. I do not want to see him end up in any of those places.
I mean, I think you should have put the Knicks or the Celtics on there because I mean, much like the Lakers, those are. I mean, first of all, nobody wants to see the Knicks be good because of all the obnoxious Knicks fans out there. And secondly, the Celtics are sort of like the Lakers. They've had an embarrassment of riches throughout their history. I would have put those two on there along with the Lakers and the Heat.
Well, the Spurs already had a dynasty recently. The Knicks have not. And the Knicks are going to get shoved down our throats anyway. They might as well be good in the process. The Knicks were a thought for me. I like the Celtics nomination, but I'll definitely.
But at least the Spurs dynasty though was a organically grown dynasty for the most part.
Yeah, but
in major market,
they had their time, and they lucked into the number one pick with Robinson. They lucked into the number one pick with Tim Duncan. And now then they lucked into the number one pick when Victor Wembanyama came out. They've had enough. Up next, Bucky is back. Is Mike Evans next? We'll check in with our Bucks insider next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
This is your Tools Ace Hardware assist of the night. Franz Wagner getting it done from long range.
Suggs lobs it up top for Franz. Wagner's going to try a three off the bounce. He got it. Fourth quarter, Franz deliver it.
Franz Wagner always shows up, always delivers, just like Tools Ace Hardware. From Big Green Egg to Traeger, they've got everything you need to fire up the flavor. With 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in downtown Windermere, Tools Ace is your neighborhood home maintenance expert, the helpful place every night, and your best stop before the game. Visit toolsacehardware.com and go Magic.
No, fellas, I've been to those so-called men's clinics. You walk in, fill out a form, they jab you with a testosterone shot in the backside, take your money, and send you out the door. No real testing, no real follow-up, no real results. That's not health care. That's fast food medicine. But when I found Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness, I knew right away this place was different. It's led by Dr. John Carrazella, a Yale honors grad in molecular biophysics, a guy who spent 25 years as an orthopedic surgeon before dedicating his life to hormone replacement, sexual health, and age management. When I went in, they actually sat down with me, ran real labs, talked about my sleep, stress, recovery, sex life, everything. Then they built a plan just for me. Within weeks, my focus was sharper, my energy was back, and my sex drive returned. I finally felt like myself again. So don't settle for cookie cutter care. Go where the experts are. Head to hormonesandwellness.com. That's hormonesandwellness.com, and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
They won't say it, but after a crash, your car may lose value, even if it's fixed. It's called diminished value, and we know how to go after it. Farah and Farah. It's what we're built for. Call us.
Orlando. Welcome to Embers Only on iHeartRadio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our cigar of the week. And this week's cigar is a brooding monster of a smoke, the Onyx Vintage Nicaragua Magnum. It is one of the newest creations from Altadis, made in Nicaragua. Nicaraguan tobaccos through and through, including a wrapper from that 2019 harvest. And man, what you get here is a big, bold smoke, tons of dark chocolate, tons of like nutmeg and black pepper, coffee. It's just a really rich, mysterious cigar. I think you're going to enjoy. Construction is great too, so it smokes wonderfully. It's the Onyx Vintage Nicaragua Magnum for only $139.75. That's 35% off, so grab it today. That is your cigar of the week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
If you want your windows there and wait, pick up the phone and just text free.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit Tremfya.com.
Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, plus shipping supplies and services to get your packages delivered safely. Don't forget custom cards, invites, photo gifts, wrapping paper, and more. Staples, that was easy.
If you want to buy or sell your home quickly, call Nick Lee. Download a free home buyer's guide at thenickleegroup.com.
Do you own a small business? A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super sure.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
John Taffer, host of the great show Bar Rescue. And what's the most common thing that sports bar owners specifically get wrong about sports bars?
You're asking the right guy this question. I don't know if you know this. I created NFL Sunday Ticket.
Yeah.
And if you Google it, it'll tell you that I have. So, I've studied sports and bars for a long time. Guys, look, we're on a roll here in Florida. We got a championship hockey team. It's a good time down here for us. But the fact of the matter is sports only fills the bar 70 days a year. That's it, man. Everybody's going to air the same teams at the same time. What do you do to make it fun, to make it cool? And then while they're there for a sporting event, what do you do to get them back for a non-sporting event day?
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app.
It's a battle for playoff positions to kick off Week 14 of the NFL season. Detroit will host Dallas on Thursday Night Football. UCF quarterback Taven Jackson, he'll enter the transfer portal after just a season in Orlando. He appeared in 11 games in an injury-plagued campaign. And to hockey, where the Lightning host Pittsburgh tonight, hoping to get back in the win column. Tampa Bay had their 7-game win streak snapped on Tuesday. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by SuperSure. Stop buying business insurance blind. SuperSure's licensed advisors help break things down clearly so you understand your options. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com.
Paid for by SuperSure Insurance Agency, LLC, a Florida licensed insurance agency, not an insurer, and only available in Florida.
Orlando's new home for Florida State football is AM 810 Fox Sports Radio Orlando. Hear every game live on AM 810 or search Fox Sports Radio Orlando on the free iHeart Radio app. Let's hit the local beat and see what's happening with the teams that call the state of Florida home. Sending you back to the studio. It's Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers keys to the game brought to you by Don Mealy Chevrolet out there in Claremont. Let's welcome in our Bucs insider, the iconic Bucs beat writer, Scott Reynolds of the Pewter Report. Check out all of his coverage on the Buccaneers at pewterreport.com. Scott, before we get started today, you've been covering the Bucs for a long time. Have you had a chance to preview this new docu-series that's going to run on, I think it's on Amazon Prime, Raise the Flags, the 50 years of Buccaneers football?
I've not had a chance to preview it, but I will take part in that. I sat for 6.5 hours in the chair as Trent Cooper, the director, asked me all sorts of questions for my 30 years of Bucs coverage about this team. Out of those 6.5 hours, I'll probably be making an appearance for about 10 seconds, probably. But you might see me somewhere in those 10 episodes.
I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, I've lived in the state of Florida my whole life. So, I'm very familiar with the Buccaneers from even their early days when Steve Spurrier was their original starting quarterback. So I'm looking forward to that. Bucky Irvin back on the field. How did he look to you last week?
Yeah, he looked really good. Fresh legs. He brought some energy and juice to this Bucs offense. Obviously, a 14-yard touchdown run that was key. 61 yards on the ground, 20 yards receiving. A great comeback-to-action game for Bucky Irving. And I thought Chris Godwin looked really good, too. 3 catches for 78 yards. Chris Godwin had looked a little iffy in those first 3 appearances. Coming back to action weeks 4 and 5, didn't really look the same at all. Then he had that kind of fibula injury. It was somewhat related to his fractured ankle. Missed some more time, then came back against the Rams, 2 catches, 9 yards, kind of a pedestrian showing. But Chris Godwin looked like the Chris Godwin of old. And that's great news for the Buccaneers, who might be getting Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan back sooner rather than later.
Was anything ever reported or said about the mysterious issue that Irving may have been dealing with before he came back?
What I can share with you publicly is that he had a really hard time dealing with being injured for the first time in his career. Remember, he didn't really have much of an injury at Minnesota or Oregon, and this was the first time that he had an injury. And, he just it doesn't have a lot of support system outside of the team. And then when you're hurt, it's a lonely time. You're in the training room by yourself with the trainer. You're not with your fellows. You're not, in the team meetings. You're not on the practice field. You're not in the locker room. You miss that camaraderie. And football means everything to Bucky Irving. He's one of the first guys in the building. So just really had kind of a hard time dealing with being injured for the first time. And I'll just relay what Luke Gedeke told me. And he's dealt with some injuries before, missed a couple games last year, missed a couple games this year. He said the reason why players cry when they suffer a major injury is not because of the pain that they're enduring. It's because of the time they know they'll miss of being away from the game they love, the camaraderie, the teammates, doing what they're paid to do, right? Their love for the sport. And so I just think that was kind of a difficult time for Bucky Irving. But you know what? He's better and he's back, and the Buccaneers are better because of it.
Talking to Scott Reynolds from pewterreport.com. I'm just going to ask one follow-up. If you can't offer any details, I totally understand. I'm just so curious about the situation. Was it more of a mental issue or behavioral issue that people were pointing to with Bucky Irving and why he was having troubles off the field?
I think it was a mental issue.
Okay. Mike Evans is another individual that could be making his way back onto the field. His practice window is opened up. How are things looking for Evans? Is it possible that he takes on the Saints this weekend?
There is a possibility that happens. If not this week, I would suspect that he'll be back for that Falcons game. Mike has a history of destroying the Falcons. He's got more catches for more yards and more touchdowns against the Falcons than any other team. And you'd love to have him back if he can make it for the Saints game. But the good news is, even if he doesn't make it back for this week's game, and remember, they've had a couple of walkthroughs this week, so I think Todd Bowles wants to see him run around and do football things with that surgically repaired clavicle before he gives him the green light to go. But Mike is a pro. If he can make it back, great. If not, that Falcons game is really important. And the good news about his return possibly for Atlanta, if it's not this Sunday, is they'll have 10 days off before the Panthers game at Carolina, because they'll have that little mini bye week that comes with the Bucs playing the Falcons on Thursday night.
And those two games to wrap up the season, two of the final 3 weeks with the Panthers and the Buccaneers, that essentially decides the division. Do you think the Panthers are a legitimate threat? I mean, they have got two big wins this year. I know they have more than that, but in terms of the Packers and the Rams as double-digit underdogs, really impressive. Are they a legitimate threat, or at the Bucs at full strength, should that team be considerably better?
Yeah, I tell you, I have to give credit to the fighting Dave Canales, because of his bully optimism. He has that team believing that they can do anything, even beating a Rams team that just crushed the Buccaneers out in L.A. a week ago. But I'll caution you guys that the Panthers have had some of those stub-your-toe games this year, right? They came off of an upset win at Green Bay, Lambeau Field, feeling good about themselves. And they let Tyler Shuck and the Saints beat them in their own backyard in Carolina, 17-7 the next week. So, we'll have to find out what Panthers team decides to show up. The Panthers have the week off. If the Buccaneers do get a win on Sunday over the Saints, that lead in the division will grow from half a game to back to a game and a half, which is good. But then the next week, the Panthers will play the Saints before playing the Buccaneers. So they'll have a little bit of an easier ramp-up time. You're right. This will come down to Week 16 and Week 18, and whoever wins there. I think if either of these teams gets a sweep, whoever does that is going to get the division title. If it's a split series, which I think it might, I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina beats Tampa Bay at Carolina. Remember, last year at Carolina, that game went all the way into overtime. And it was Anthony Nelson stripping the ball out of Chuba Hubbard's hands when the Panthers were in field goal range. That allowed the Buccaneers to come back to get that win. Then the Buccaneers were, again, the bully on the block, really taking it to Dave Canales and the Panthers a couple weeks later in Tampa Bay and getting a huge win. So I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers do win up in Carolina, but at the same time, they're a bit of a mercurial team this year. The one thing Tampa Bay hasn't done, guys, this year is have that stub-your-toe game. Out of all the Buccaneers' losses, the most, I should say maybe the ugliest loss was to a 7-win team, right? So Tampa Bay's lost to 3 division winners this year, Philadelphia, Buffalo, and then Los Angeles, right? So you look at what Tampa Bay has done in terms of the losing side of the column. They've had some quality losses, if there's such a thing. So we'll see. But the Buccaneers have to take care of business first against a 2-win Saints team and then a 4-win Falcons team before they battle the Panthers.
The committee will take those quality losses into account at the end. Oh, that's right. That's college football.
Yeah.
Sorry. Nobody covers the Buccaneers better than Scott Reynolds. Check out all of his coverage at pewterreport.com. Thank you, Scott.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a great week. Thank you.
Scott Reynolds, ladies and gentlemen. Big one for the Bucs. Got to win as many as you can down the stretch here, even if it is against the lowly Saints. Up next, we want to hear from you. Hit us up on the iHeartRadio Talkback. Enter the Rage Cage. You can also text us at 50857. We've got your responses from throughout the course of the day next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Time to get in the holiday spirit because everyone is on the nice list over on Hard Rock Bet. Sign up, place a $5 wager. If it wins, you'll score $150 in bonus bets on top of your winnings. A winning bet and a boosted bankroll. Now that is a gift worth unwrapping. Head to Hard Rock Bet, see what they have in store for you. You'll find boosted odds, in-game bets, props, teasers, parlays, all of that. It's a game changer for sports fans. Tonight, I like the Raptors -1.5, plus the Dallas Cowboys +3 on the road against Detroit. What a game this is going to be on Thursday Night Football. Playoff ramifications and props galore. I keep staring at George Pickens. Feel like he's going to have a big night tonight against a banged-up Lions secondary. Get creative, have some fun, see what works for you. Head to Hard Rock Bet and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Orlando, are you ready to rock at my favorite beach getaway? Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach is calling your name. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. You'll find modern luxury, legendary Hard Rock vibes, and that endless Florida sunshine. Even in the middle of winter, lounge by the oceanfront pool, grab a bite at their world-famous restaurant, or unwind at the spa. And when the sun sets, enjoy live music under the stars at their beachside band shell. For reservations, go to hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
Watch out for an accident blocking the right lane on 429 northbound at the Schofield Road exit. Stop and go traffic from Seidel Road. Crews on the scene of a crash on Florida's Turnpike southbound before State Route 50 Oakland Exchange. Use caution when traveling through that area as well. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Bell's Florida. Amazing deals on everything, every day.
Shop Bell's Florida this holiday for gifts for the entire family. Up to 60% off on everything from holiday-ready apparel and accessories, festive decor, the hottest toys of the year, and more. Bell's Florida, family-owned for 110 years and counting.
Christmas music playing right now on Magic 107.7.
Feliz Navidad.
Magic 107.7.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Orlando's Christmas station.
Have you heard the story that's about a guy who lives in a bank that is really close by? The Capital One Cafe is his home, no doubt, where customers bank and get their cash out. There's no fees or minimums on checking accounts, so your money stays. Most Capital One cafes are open all 7 days. This magical place, as some people might call it, is where the Capital One bank guy says, "What's in your wallet?" Such a lovely tale.
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One and a member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The mix of salty sea air and burnt rubber. The big skies, high banks, and grandstands. The rumble in your chest. That's what we love about the Daytona 500. Honoring history and making it. At the biggest race of the year on the biggest stage of a lifetime. The Daytona 500. You got to see it to believe it. February 15th, 2026. Secure your experience now at Daytona500.com.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Warrants reserved.
If buying a home were like the NFL draft, the Nickley Group would be your number one overall pick, and it wouldn't even be close. Rates are down, inventory's up, and the Nickley Group is saving clients an average of $24,000 per deal with extras like free appraisals, home warranties, even moving trucks. Plus, their love it or leave it guarantee means if you don't love your home in the first year, they'll relist it for free. Download their free buyer's guide at thenickley.group.com. It's packed with everything you need to know before you buy. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, plus shipping supplies and services to get your packages delivered safely. Don't forget custom cards, invites, photo gifts, wrapping paper, and more. Staples, that was easy.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Catch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all season long on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app, sponsored by First Horizon Bank.
You know, it's actually been relatively cool lately, which means now is the best time to call Ziegler Air Conditioning for your annual maintenance check. Jason and his crew have been keeping Central Florida cool for 40 years. They know what Florida heat can do to your system. Believe me, they don't just show up like some companies and say, hey, it looks good. They actually take things apart. They check every connection, lubricate every part, and blow all that gooky gunk out of your drain lines to make sure you're running efficiently before the next heat wave closes in. And here's the other thing, the main thing I love about Ziegler Air. When you need them most, they're always there. On a recent holiday weekend, they showed up within an hour and saved the day for me and my family. They're honest, quick, and never pushy. Just pros doing what they do best. Give them a call, 407-245-8765, 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
Step into a world of holiday magic at the Front Yard Holiday Festival at Dr. Phillips Center, supported by Advent Health. Stop and wonder December 4th through January 4th with free concerts and movies, delicious food and drinks, fun family games, set among shimmering lights and a swirl of nightly snowfall. Come make the Front Yard Holiday Festival your new holiday tradition in the heart of downtown Orlando. Learn more at drphillipscenter.org.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
This is Anthony Black with the Orlando Magic, and you're locked into Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Sing it, Jose.
I was going to say sing it, Bianchi. Miguel.
I can't sing it like Jose, baby.
Sing it, Miguel.
Oh, yeah, Merry Christmas.
All right, never mind. Stop singing. 50857 is how you can reach us. Somebody.
Next question is.
Yep. Next question is, what do you want for Christmas? Sit on our lap. Tell us. It's only weird if you let it be weird.
I've got one.
Somebody said they're drooling over Clarice already. Somebody's trying to steal your lady. Jaden Grimes doesn't know this about you. Bianchi is in love.
That is what I want I want one night, just one more night with Clarice. The
one more night?
Reindeer. Huh? Yeah, one more night. She dumped me for Rudolph, but I think I can get back in the game with Clarice, the claymation reindeer with that little white tail of hers, that little those doe eyes.
Physically
excited
Yeah,
in places I don't want to talk about.
I understand.
Yeah, kidding.
Yep.
Not kidding.
Oh my
Love
God.
Clarice.
Yeah, she didn't want to stay with Mike because he doesn't have enough dough. Get it? Doe, a deer, a female deer. Ah, come on, I'll be here all week. Somebody said, here's an idea, BK. Take a break from watching sports on Christmas and be with your family. Oh, okay, yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea. Oh, you spend time with your family, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you do that instead of buying your wife trinkets that she already has?
Person texting in, probably telling his wife, hang on a second, honey. I'm texting the show.
Yeah. Instead of buying your wife possum trinkets that she already has.
And then leaving them out in the open for her to find them weeks before Christmas. I've already failed the holiday.
That's worse than me buying my ex-wife a treadmill.
No, it's definitely not. Definitely not. Bet it or forget it. Nothing's worse than that. Bet it or forget it coming up 60 seconds away. Let's get the latest from the folks at Fox Sports Radio.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz is back. Time to see if they're ready to put their money where their mouth is. Let's get into another round of Bet It or Forget It.
Top of the 5 o'clock hour, the world-famous daily segment, Bet It or Forget It, brought to you by Better Edge, an integrated social platform that allows you to bet against other users and not traditional sports books that set their lines and skew their lines in favor of them. At Better Edge, bettors compete against each other, which means you win more. Use the promo code BeatBrandon and sign up for $20 upon your first arrival. It's betteredge.com or on the Better Edge app. I have an issue with this text, this snotty text that came in at the top of the text line that says, did you guys already talk about how Mosley doesn't know or understand critical rules about the review process, or is BK still covering for him?
He knows the rule. He just chose not to challenge the call last night because he wanted to save his time out.
Jaden,
right?
Yeah. Before, allow me to respond to this. Okay. First of all, we got to hear from Jamal Mosley himself. He was asked, why did you not throw the challenge flag and have the officials review the foul on Jonathan Isaac that sent De'Aaron Fox to the line? This was his response.
Challenging it? What do you mean? Did I consider challenging it with 1 timeout left and 1.4 on the clock? They were already going to review the play, so it was already being challenged in that regard. So if I'd have called it and not got the challenge, I lose my timeout. We don't get a chance to win the game.
Bada, bing, bada, boom. Now, the issue with challenging the calls, that one, refs are supposed to review things when they look at replay. Officials do this all the time. They go to review one thing, and then they change a call on an item that isn't even under review. I would assume that Mosley also asked the officials, hey, did you look at it? And was told yes. Also, if you review it and lose, it's a judgment call from officials, you lose most of those. Jamal Mosley has lost 2 challenges all year. He's like 14-2. He's really, really good at selecting what will actually win. challenging to just simply satiate a fan base doesn't make sense. You're trying to win the basketball game. If you lose your timeout, if you lose the challenge, you lose your timeout, you lose the ability to advance the basketball. There's 1.4 seconds on the clock. The Magic had an opportunity to either tie or win the game. If you lose that opportunity, then you might not ever see that chance again. So best case scenario, worst case scenario, it all led to the same place, which was the Magic having a chance to win the game with 1.4 seconds.
And they had a good chance. Franz got a good shot that looked like it was going to go in until Cornette came in from the backside and slapped it away.
Boom.
So the shot was going to go in.
All right, Jay.
It was an easy shot.
Thank you, Mike. Hit the music. Let's kick things over to the Bulldog. Oh, Jamal Mosley. Mike must be on Jamal Mosley's payroll, too. I didn't realize I was getting checks from the coach. My bad. Okay. Got me all fired up over here.
By the way, Jaden and I were talking during the break. I don't know how to make this a bet it or forget it. Here it is. Bet it or forget it. Getting your wife, now ex-wife, a treadmill for Christmas is worse than when she asks you if she's getting fat and you say, no, honey, you just need to tone up a little bit. Because both those issues happen to me. What's worse, Kravitz?
I think buying the treadmill is worse. Because that's an investment of saying you need to hop on this thing.
But she said she wanted a treadmill.
Yeah, it's called a trap, Mike. It's a trap. Okay? Just because the guy rolls by in the unmarked van and says, I got candy in here, doesn't mean you have to get in. Okay? What? Really?
That treadmill, that was quite the investment that turned into a coat rack.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Honey, I spent a lot of money on you being less fat. Here you go.
Just needed to tone up.
Well, at least with the answer, so that portion of the question, you're just simply answering. You're answering a question that was asked of you. You want honesty? Here's honesty, and then you let her down nicely. A treadmill is saying, honey, you got work to do. Okay, let's go. We got the regimen started tonight. New Year's Day will be here before we know it.
All right, UCF quarterback Taven Jackson is going to enter the transfer portal after only one season with the UCF Knights. Bet it or forget it. Taven Jackson didn't decide to transfer. Scott Frost decided Taven Jackson needed the transfer.
Forget it. Forget about it. I don't think Scott Frost went to Taven Jackson and said, you might want to start looking elsewhere. Here's some options for you.
I think that's exactly what happened.
I hear North Texas is hiring. I think Taven Jackson saw the writing on the wall. He's probably a smart guy. And it was a mutual parting of ways. I think this is as mutual as it gets. Good for both sides.
Former Florida football coach Billy Napier has emerged as the candidate at two programs. One of those programs, Tulane, where current or new Gators coach John Sumrall has come from, and the other one is James Madison. Bet it or forget it. In general, it's a mistake for a group of five program to hire a coach who's had a taste of the big time.
Ooh. Bet it. I like the way that you phrased that. So earlier in the show, when you asked me about Billy Napier, would he be a good option for James Madison or Tulane? I said yes. Just because he failed at Florida doesn't mean that he can't find success again at the lower levels of college football. The reason he got the Florida job is because he succeeded at that level in the Sun Belt. So why couldn't he do that again? But the way that you phrase that, I think, is really important. Once you smell the leather seats in the big fancy office, I think it's hard to take that step back. Budget restraints, not being able to have a staff of 87 people working underneath you. I think it's really hard. It's hard you think about the old cat analogy. the cat the outdoor cat that'll eat anything that you put outside until you start feeding it tuna. And then if you try and go back to the old food, they just look at it and go, "Where's the tuna?" So I think that it'd be very hard to go backwards in life.
Turns out the Florida Gators aren't the only ones who struck out when trying to hire Lane Kiffin. ESPN reported yesterday that Florida State AD Michael Alford was also negotiating with Kiffin, even though head coach Mike Norvell was still employed by the school. According to the ESPN report, when it became clear FSU would not be able to land Kiffin, that's when Alford announced that Norvell would be retained as the coach for next season. Bet it or forget it. Either Mike Norvell or Michael Alford has to go, because there's no way Norvell can work for an AD who has already tried to replace him.
Bet it. So can you imagine these guys passing each other in the hallway after this? Awkward. How stupid is Michael Alford to even attempt this? So you're too broke to fire Mike Norvell, but you can figure out how to fire Mike Norvell while simultaneously hiring the most expensive coach on the market? Get out of here. Why did you think this would work? He's got these great options in the talent-rich, financially rich SEC, and you're going to come swooping in and steal Lane Kiffin from LSU in Florida? Get out of here. What was he thinking? This was never going to work.
All right, yesterday was early National Signing Day for high school football players around the country, and it pretty much went unnoticed. Bet it or forget it, the transfer portal has turned National Signing Day into the football version of Thanksgiving leftovers.
Bet it, but I mean, bet it in that I didn't even know that National Signing Day was happening, and then I remember
I'm telling you,
years ago in broadcast.
Remember how
big of a
remember
deal
how we
it was.
used to treat it? How we used to treat it?
It was, for us, that was an isolated show. That was the whole show was about that. We had guests on every hour. We covered the flowing rankings throughout the day. Maybe not every segment, but let's say there's 12 segments in a 3-hour sports talk show, which is typical for what we do. I would say 9 of them were about National Signing Day, and now I didn't even know it was happening. But why on earth would you compare that to the beauty of Thanksgiving leftovers? Those aren't on the same playing field. Thanksgiving leftovers is one of the greatest leftover days. That's the one.
That's good. If they're so good, why did you throw yours out?
Well, I went on vacation
after only 3 days.
Wow, I was very sad. I cried while I did it. That wasn't because I enjoyed it. I also, I think Sunday is the last day that you can eat your leftovers.
Totally disagree. Let's see. The Dallas Cowboys' victory over the Chiefs on Thanksgiving Day averaged 57.23 million viewers on CBS, making it the most watched regular season game in NFL history. The audience peaked at 61.3 million for the game's conclusion. By the way, the early Thanksgiving game between Green Bay and Detroit, that averaged 47.7 million. That was the second most watched regular season game in league history. Bet it or forget it, as the NFL continues to play on December 25th, the NBA will soon be an afterthought on Christmas Day.
You with these beautiful afterthoughts. Forget it. No, it'll not be an afterthought. It'll be the side play. That's the NBA on Christmas for a lot of people. Not for me, by the way, but for a lot of people.
It'll be the green bean casserole of Christmas.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Mike. That was the exact analogy I was going to go with. But hey, the green bean casserole still has a place. As overrated as it is, still has a place on that Thanksgiving plate.
Yeah, it has a place right in the garbage disposal. The whole pan of it after dinner.
I think Mike is waging a war on Thanksgiving, is what it sounds like. He's taking down green bean casserole, leftovers. Who hurt you on Thanksgiving?
My mom, may she rest in peace. with her dry turkey that ruined my turkey forever.
Thanks for checking in. I didn't know that turkey made it. Up next,
that is better to forget.
Your playoff hopes. Hopefully they're still alive in fantasy football. I know mine are. You won't want to miss this. Jamie Eisenberg, CBSSports.com fantasy guru, joins the show next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Between putting up holiday decorations, shopping, gift wrapping, family gatherings, this is the time of year when your home really gets a workout. And nothing improves comfort like new Acclaim Impact windows from Renewal by Andersen. Designed for Florida's climate, these windows help tighten up your home, reduce energy bills, and bring in beautiful natural light thanks to their smart sunglass that lets the sun in but keeps the heat out. And the December sales event is happening right now. It makes upgrading even better. Buy one window or patio door, get the second 40% off. And the first 50 customers get a free True Scene screen upgrade. That's a win for your home and your holidays. Plus, 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest for 2 years. How good is that? Whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or Jacksonville, choose Renewal by Andersen for your home and comfort this holiday season. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. That's bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets savings.
Guess who's back? Well, it's your world champion Orlando Valkyries headed back to Addition Financial Arena for another exciting season. Head coach Amy Pauley has this crew ready to roll, and they're going to be unveiling their championship banner on opening night, which is Friday, January 9th at 7 p.m. Single game tickets are available by heading to their website. Family 4-packs, you get 4 tickets, 4 $10 concession vouchers, and 4 championship cups for only $100. Let's go support the team as they drop the banner on January 9th. We'll see you at the arena, and go Valks.
That accident blocking the right lane on 429 northbound before Schofield Roads turned into a closure. Traffic's being diverted from State Road 429 northbound to Seidel Road. We got emergency crews on the roadways there. Expect some slowdowns heading over St. John's River Bridge due to some debris in the roadway getting cleared up before Dirksen Drive. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials, all for under $25. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at macysbackstage.com.
Live boxing is back at Caribe Royale, Orlando on Saturday, December 13th in conjunction with the 104th Annual WBA Convention. Records and titles are on the line. In the main event, undefeated Cuban standout Kevin Brown takes on battle-tested Cletus Selden for the WBA Interim Super Lightweight title. Plus, a dynamic lineup of undefeated local stars, including Ariel Golden Hulk Perez and female powerhouse Jasmine the Animal Artiga defending her WBA title. Tickets available at Ticketmaster or at CaribeRoyale.com/boxing.
Food for the workplace. It's a beautiful thing. It brings teams together, keeps them happy and productive. It's a great way to woo clients or celebrate wins. But if you're the one ordering all that food, it can be a lot. That's why there's Easy Cater, the easiest and most rewarding way to order food for work, with a huge variety of restaurants for any group size, plus tools to meet dietary needs and stay on budget. And with Easy Cater, you earn rewards points when you order. Good for order discounts or even gift cards. For you. Go on. You've earned it. Order now at easycater.com.
The holidays are about family
and tradition and being with the ones you love. From our family to yours, happy holidays. Farrah and Farrah, here for you, here for good. Orlando.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeartRadio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our cigar of the week. And this week's cigar is a brooding monster of a smoke, the Onyx Vintage Nicaragua Magnum. It is one of the newest creations from Altadis, made in Nicaragua. Nicaraguan tobaccos through and through, including a wrapper from that 2019 harvest. And man, what you get here is a big, bold smoke, tons of dark chocolate, tons of like nutmeg and black pepper, coffee. It's just a really rich, mysterious cigar. I think you're going to enjoy. Construction is great too, so it smokes wonderfully. It's the Onyx Vintage Nicaragua Magnum for only $139.75. That's 35% off, so grab it today. That is your cigar of the week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
A clutch performance is great on the football field, but when it comes to your freedom, clutch play from your legal representation is vital. When your freedom's on the line, you need Trey Flynn in your corner. Trey is a board-certified criminal defense attorney with 18 years of criminal defense experience. Trey's record speaks for itself. He defends DUI cases, serious felonies, and will fight tooth and nail to protect your rights and your future. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. Arrested today? Call Trey.
If you want no windows there and Reese, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
Get your mother-loving ears on, because your big-time radio DJ's got news. PayPal lets you choose how you want to pay for all the stuff. With PayPal, I can pay in-store, pay online, or pay over time. What's that? You want this translated into song? I hope you're sitting down. You can pay your own way. You keep those ears on, you hear? Don't just pay, baby. PayPal.
Learn more at paypal.com.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your nature-made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Do you own a small business? A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super sure. Coming soon.
We are Orlando sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
I've been telling you guys about Kevin Krager with LPT Realty, one of the top 25 producing agents in Central Florida. My guy is money, and he joins me now to chat about the latest in real estate. What's the one piece of advice that you would give to first-time home buyers?
Interview agents and ask important questions. Ask what's important to that agent. Make sure that agent is listening to you and understands what it is that you need when you're buying a house. There's hundreds of thousands of agents across this country, and a lot of people can buy and sell real estate, but to protect what you're doing, you need to make sure that agent is really connected with you, really listening to you, and has your best interest at heart. It's not just a paycheck for me. It's not just a paycheck for a lot of agents, but I want a long-lasting relationship. I'm going to give loyalty to you. And then I also would say, as a home buyer, giving loyalty back to that agent, because at some point you're going to want to sell that house.
Trust and loyalty. You can count on Kevin for that. He'll move you right along through the real estate buying and selling process. 407-702-4635.
Miami Dolphins play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app.
It's that time. Fantasy football is my religion. To talk with the CBS fantasy football guru. Oh, yeah, baby. Jamie Eisenberg.
Championship,
not for the Bulldog here, but nobody covers fantasy football like our good friend Jamie Eisenberg. I consider him the #1 fantasy football analyst in the country. You can check out all of his analysis at cbssports.com, which is my fantasy football website of choice. Jamie, thanks for joining us today. I'm not even going to ask you about my team, my fantasy team, but I do want to ask you about my real team, all right? My favorite team is the Jacksonville Jaguars, all right? And I did something I should not have done. I loaded up my team with Jaguars players, all right, because I like the Jaguars. I want to ask you two questions. First of all, is Brian Thomas Jr. droppable?
He's certainly in the conversation. I don't think it's just a blanket. I'm dropping him for Adonai Mitchell or
or Devon Vela or some of the wide receivers we spoke about. But, if somebody, let's say, was in a 10-team league and, dropped Michael Wilson and now he's back to being extremely relevant if there's no Marvin Harrison, then that's the type of move I would make. So, at some point you hope that Brian Thomas gets going. We'll see with Parker Washington with that injury, but you can't start him. I don't know if I'd be giving him to somebody else.
Also, Travis Etienne. You just can't trust the guy from week to week, Jamie. Why not?
I mean, that's a question for Liam Cohen. I wish I had that answer myself. They seem to, want to get Basal Tootin going. I think that's smart from an NFL standpoint. So as a Jaguars fan, you want to see that. Fantasy-wise, we obviously love to see his, touches be 100% and the backfield be all of his. But I just don't know if they want to overwork him. And, some of these games and game flow, it makes sense to get the younger players some experience. So this is going to be an interesting game. Clearly this is a game that could decide the division. I'm going to guess they're going to lean on Etienne as much as possible. We've seen the Colts without DeForest Buckner be a little bit different from their run perspective. So I'm pretty confident he's going to have a good game. Hopefully it's a game where he finds the end zone too.
I'm talking to Jamie Eisenberg, CBSSports.com, fantasy football guru. You mentioned a couple of these popular pickups at wide receiver. Adonai Mitchell with the Jets, Devon Vele, Christian Watson was another one that has recently popped off. Among these recent success stories at wide receiver, and you can throw another name in the mix if you'd like to, who do you trust the most?
I mean, if we're putting Watson in there, then he's the one I trust the most because we've seen it now for a couple of weeks as opposed to Mitchell and Vele just, popping off for the first time. The nice thing about both those guys in terms of Mitchell and Vele is the targets have been consistent, just the production, not so much. So Mitchell in the 3 games since joining the Jets, he's got 52 targets. So they're trying to, see what they have there in a player that was basically a throw-in on the, Sauce Gardner deal. So excited to see that continue. And then in the case of Vele, you got Chris Olave dealing with a back injury, so something to keep an eye on there. Sorry about the noise.
Are you mowing the grass, Jamie?
No, I got a neighbor on a motorcycle, kid. So sorry. I went outside because I thought it'd be quieter than my kids yelling. So, in the case of those 2 guys, I like to see it a little bit more, unless of course you get the injury for Olave. But the other guy that I would throw in there is Jaden Higgins for the Texans, playing a lot more lately. He's giving you a nice floor of about 11 PPR points for the last month. So I don't think he's a bad number 3 receiver in a 3-receiver league.
One of the standard practices for both myself and Mike Bianchi in the middle of the week is to look at your Stardom Situm column at CBSSports.com, see who that start of the week is. I was surprised to see Jacoby Brissett at the top of the page going up against one of the top defenses in the NFL. Walk me through the logic here. How did you get there on Brissett?
So, what we try to do with that is obviously stay away from the must-start guys. And at the quarterback position, I tend to look at what the start percentage is. So it would have been easy to go with, let's say, a Matthew Stafford or Dak Prescott, guys that are playing well and have good matchups. But I think everybody knows that if you have those guys in your team, you're starting them. Brissett's somebody that people have a lot of questions on. And, we, just to be fully transparent, we don't do the projections on CBS Sports that's powered by our sports line projections model. They don't like Brissett this week. He's the 20th quarterback for them. But I just look at the situation of what the Rams have allowed to quarterbacks on the road, what Brissett has done because of his volume. With or without Marvin Harrison, it really doesn't matter. So for me, I like the setup for him. It's not the best week of quarterbacks and really players that are in that gray area because of 4 teams on a bye. But I think Brissett's going to have another solid game, so I like him this week.
Joe Burrow back at it. He was pretty good. I mean, the Bengals were definitely good against the Baltimore Ravens. You get the 20 points for Joe Burrow in terms of his return. What did you see from him? And is he a guy that is typically a fully healthy and rolling Joe Burrow would be a top 5 guy weekly for you? Is he back to that?
He's pretty close. He is in the top 5, but again, we have, no Drake May, for example. No Jackson Dart's been a good fantasy quarterback. Not that I think you'd even consider that with Dart versus Burrow at this point, but certainly with Drake May. It's not an easy matchup, not an easy situation. Going into Buffalo, they've been very hit or miss for the season defensively across the board, but their pass defense has been pretty solid. Only one quarterback so far this season over 20 fantasy points. That was Lamar Jackson in week 1. Part of that is the schedule that they faced. But at the same time, if you tell me Joe Burrow is going to throw the ball enough, I'm going to start him. And what I mean by enough is 36 plus attempts. The reason I picked that number, that's what the prop is almost everywhere you look, 35.5. He's been over 36 pass attempts 13 times in the last 2 seasons. He's been averaging in those games nearly 30 fantasy points per game. So you expect anytime he's going to throw the ball wide, he's going to be successful. We now know that T. Higgins practiced in full today. That's another boost, so getting both of his receivers out there. Last week what he did, he didn't have Higgins on the field. And so I think this has a chance to be a shootout or in a situation that we typically see for the Bengals chasing points. So for me, I'm going to start Joe Burrow.
Jamie, you traditionally give us fantasy advice. I'm going to give you some fantasy advice right now.
Right.
All right.
Oh boy.
And I want you to listen to this. If you're in the playoffs or going into the playoffs, you need to make a trade for RJ Harvey, our boy from UCF, because I'm telling you, Jamie, this guy is about to explode and he will carry your team to a fantasy championship. Your thoughts?
So a few things there. I'm glad that you're giving me trade advice when the trade deadline is passed in most leagues. So that's one. Two, we didn't speak last week because of the holiday. RJ Harvey was my starter of the week last week, so well aware of what he's capable of doing, and he scored 2 touchdowns. And 3, listen, I'm with you. I hope he does continue to dominate this. But the concern would be is that he's not running very well. And last week taking on a Washington defense, I know coming off a bye, so both teams were clearly game planning for each other. But I thought he would run the ball a little better. We got a little lucky that he got the 2 touchdowns, certainly the 1 in overtime. But I love that he's getting those goal line chances. I'd like to see a little bit more work in the passing game. I'd like to see a little bit more consistency from the Broncos offense. But yeah, he's in a great spot. He was one of my favorite running backs in this class coming into the league, especially the landing spot. J.K. Dobbins, unfortunate injury, but he was frustrating that it wasn't giving those touches early. Now he's got to take advantage of it. Hopefully, he will.
Shame on Mike. You're trying to tell us.
Here's the translation right there. I don't need your fantasy advice.
You're trying to give Chef. You're trying to tell Chef Ramsay how to cook over here. Okay, we don't do that.
Listen, I appreciate it. I thought he was gonna tell me, don't get drunk and make trades, or don't set your lineup when you're half asleep. Some of the things that Mike has done in the history of our relationship. But hey, listen, I'll take some advice on RJ Harvey anytime I get it.
Don't trade James Cook for Cam Scatterboo. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Jamie Eisenberg. He's the best in the business. We always appreciate him joining us every single Thursday to talk fantasy football. Jamie, thanks a lot. Good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it. You too, guys. Take care.
Don't worry, Mike. That trade's not going to look bad by week 4 of next season. Then all of a sudden, people go, "Oh, Mike was just getting ahead of the market on Cam Scatterboo."
By the way, just to be clear, I also did get Matthew Stafford in that deal.
Have the height of him. Okay. What's the record in that league? Write that down.
I think I'm 2 and whatever, however many weeks.
2 and eliminated is what we're looking at. Polapalooza on the way next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
In sports, every great coach will tell you the 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance. That's true on the field, and it's true with your finances as well. When Trajan Wealth reviewed my plan, they showed me where I was dropping the ball. That old 401k, it was just sitting there. They got it back in the game and built a strategy around my goals and my timeline. Markets are volatile these days. We know that, with political polarization here at home, tariffs, global unrest. But Trajan Wealth focuses on your unique situation. Trajan doesn't believe in a one-size-fits-all financial plan, all right? No. These are tailored plans from fiduciaries who put you first. So don't settle for poor performance in your retirement. Call Trajan Wealth and get your playbook in order. You can call them at 407-204-0300. Tell them Mike Bianchi sent you, or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule that free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client, paid advertisement, additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Betting exchanges have become the new craze in sports betting, and there is no one on the internet that does it better than BetterEdge. So transparent, so honest, so user-friendly. BetterEdge gives you that little extra advantage that you need. I've said it many times. I've bet on sports for a while. I did not start making money consistently until I started using BetterEdge. I also share competitions every Friday that we can dive into together as well. My Beat Brandon Challenge. Sign up for the first time, get $20 on the house. Just use the promo code BeatBrandon when you sign up at BetterEdge.com or on the BetterEdge app.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Chelsea here. Ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors before the new year? During Renewal by Anderson's December sales event, buy one, get one 40% off. And with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months, it's never been easier to say yes. Renewal by Anderson's Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable year-round. Offer ends December 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Attention, all Florida State Seminole fans and alumni. Did you know that 71,000 Noles have FSU specialty license plates? The FSU license plate is the simplest way to convey your school spirit and support academic excellence via scholarships. FSU even provides a $25 rebate for first-time buyers. Stop by your local tax collector's office and get an FSU tag today, or find out more at mytag.fsu.edu. Go Noles!
Every year, millions of football fans go thirsty. They're forced to get upper bowl seats where they can't even hear the coaches yelling. They have to bring their own food to the tailgate. Sometimes they don't even get a free hat. But at the Staff DNA Cure Bowl, there's another way. A Pinkies ticket gives you a tailgate party section with free food, discounts on beer during the game, and lower bowl end zone tickets in the exclusive Pinkies party section. Get your tickets now at curebowl.com/pinkies and come party with a purpose.
This holiday season, Rachel will get Anna a fabulous faux fur coat. Anna will say Rachel shouldn't have, but Rachel didn't. Because Rachel will only have to spend $75 on a coat Anna thinks costs $200. But then again, it's what she thought that counts. Yes, JCPenney. Higher price reflects comparable national brand. Price valid through 12/7. Some exclusions apply. See coupon for details.
Catch the Fantasy Fix live every Sunday morning throughout the entirety of the NFL season. Who can we trust? Who's a mirage? Who do you need to start and put on the bench? We have all the updated information and advice for you every Sunday morning, streaming live across the state of Florida on the iHeartRadio app. It's fantasy football news up to the minute right here on FM 96.9 The Game. Don't set your lineup without us, and it all starts Sunday morning at 10 a.m. on the Fantasy Fix.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeartRadio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our cigar of the week. And this week's cigar is a brooding monster of a smoke, the Onyx Vintage Nicaragua Magnum. It is one of the newest creations from Altadis, made in Nicaragua. Nicaraguan tobaccos through and through, including a wrapper from that 2019 harvest. And man, what you get here is a big, bold smoke, tons of dark chocolate, tons of like nutmeg and black pepper, coffee. It's just a really rich, mysterious cigar. I think you're going to enjoy. Construction is great too, so it smokes wonderfully. It's the Onyx Vintage Nicaragua Magnum for only $139.75. That's 35% off, so grab it today. That is your cigar of the week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
If you wanna buy or sell quickly, call Nickley.
You know the biggest hassle with selling your home with the Nickley Group? Figuring out where to put the sofa in your new home, because your old home won't be on the market for long. T&G listing sells 2 times faster and for an average of 6% more. Trust the experts at the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty to get your home listed, shown, and sold. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today at thenickley.com. The Nickley Group, Orlando's home team, leading you home for the holidays.
Nickley.
TheNickleyGroup.com.
If you want to buy or sell your home quickly, call Nickley. For a guaranteed cash offer, visit thenickley.com.
With Target, gifting has never been easier. This Saturday and Sunday, Target gift cards are 10% off with Target Circle. Treat everyone on your list to something you know they'll love. Gift cards for the trendsetters, the techies, the fashionistas, the foodies, and even yourself. The perfect time to save is now. This deal is a yearly fave, so hurry. Get more gifting for your buck and save 10% on Target gift cards with Target Circle for 2 days only. Only at Target. Restrictions apply.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling. The limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And we're expecting a beautiful Thursday. Temperatures will be on the comfortable side with highs right around the mid to upper 70s. Plan for a high of 78 degrees today in Orlando. Again, staying mostly dry under mostly sunny skies. We do expect, though, some changes. We'll make it back into the 80s tomorrow before our next round of rain arrives as we head into Sunday night and into Monday, bringing with it scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on custom cards and custom wrapping paper, plus shipping supplies and services to get your packages delivered safely. Don't miss out on select laptops, up to 45% off. Visit staples.com for details. Staples, that was easy.
The UCF Knights play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Happy birthday!
Little Jimmy Durante. Frosty the Snowman.
I guess, is Christmas Frosty the Snowman's birthday too? He says happy birthday at the beginning of that.
Happy birthday, because that's the Frosty special. Yeah, he put the hat on him and he goes, happy birthday.
Yeah, because guess you're not born until, they stack you into 3 little balls.
And then the evil mutant, the evil magician tries to steal the hat back when he finds out it's magic and Frosty melts in the greenhouse. Oh, it's tragic.
Every bad guy in a Christmas movie is trying to steal Christmas. Have you noticed that? Such a common theme. Let's leave Christmas alone. Everybody's trying to thieve Christmas. Mike, this is your favorite time of the week. We got polls. Let's rack them. Hit the music.
Pollapalooza.
Time for what, Mike?
Pollapalooza.
5 polls. Follow along on our main hub Twitter account at 96.9 Game On. And you can submit your vote every Thursday afternoon. Usually get these polls up by 2 o'clock the latest. Poll number 1. Now that it looks like the Milwaukee Bucks are shopping Giannis, should the Magic make a run at acquiring the Greek Freak? Yes, at any cost. Yes, but not P5 or Franz. Or no, who needs them? Where do you vote? 3 options.
I'm going to go. You're not talking about just trading everybody. I think they should investigate it. Yeah.
Yes, at any cost would mean that you're trading either Paolo or Franz in the deal. Yes, but I would only entertain it if
yes at any cost. Yes at any cost. I mean, this guy's a superstar. The Magic don't have a superstar.
Whoa, calm down. Nah, who needs them? 40% of the vote say, nah, who needs them? But there are 2 yes options. So technically, yes, 1, because you have yes, but not P5 or Franz with 35% of the vote. And then yes at any cost at 23% of the vote. Yes at any cost came in last place. But with 2 yes options, I guess overwhelmingly the answer is yes to a degree. Moving on. Poll number 2. Should FSU fans feel good or bad about their athletic director, Michael Alford, unsuccessfully trying to hire Lane Kiffin? Good, he's trying, or bad, swing and a miss? Where do you vote?
Bad. If you're gonna hire a new coach, Don't let the old coach hang around while you're interviewing other coaches. All right, that's a bad look. I mean, I don't know how Mike Norvell can go into that office now knowing that Michael Alford was trying to hire his replacement. And as you put it earlier, I mean, what did Michael Alford think he was going to do? He couldn't afford to fire Mike Norvell in the first place, and he thought he was going to be able to hire Lane Kiffin when the Gators and LSU were going after him. Is he crazy?
It'll be like bad. It'll be like me struggling to make my mortgage payments and then going to an open house in a millionaire's neighborhood.
Yeah, going to Isleworth for an open house.
I agree. It's bad. However, the voters say that, hey, at least he's trying. 54% of the vote say good for him. Poll question number 3. If the 12th spot in the college football playoff comes down to Miami or Notre Dame, who do you think should get in? Those are your options. Miami or Notre Dame. I vote Notre Dame. I think they've been the better team on the year, even if they lost the head-to-head.
You know where I stand. Head-to-head to me is the ultimate argument ender. If both teams have the same record, it should come down to head-to-head. And it's not like Miami's 2 losses are to Humpty Dumpty teams, all right? SMU and Louisville are not bad teams. Both 8-win teams. Again, it's not like they lost to Wake Forest or something. They lost to 2 decent teams. So Miami wins this.
Notre Dame is a better team on pretty much every other metric other than the fact that they lost to Miami, and that matters, but it's just one of many factors. I have a financial investment in Miami winning the national championship this year, so I'd love to be wrong about this, but I think Notre Dame would get in ahead of Miami. Poll question number 4. How would you grade your early impressions of Gators football coach John Sumrall? Now, before you answer that, Mike, we aired some of his press conference earlier in the week. We've diced up other portions of it and played it later in the week. There's also this promotional video for National Signing Day that was put out there by the Gators official account. And here is audio from that.
This is Coach Sumrall. Hey, Coach. It's Spikes. Signing Day is tomorrow. You ready? National Signing Day? Yeah, we're ready.
Very cringy. Continues to be A, B, C, or D. Early impressions of Gators football coach John Sumrall. Mike?
I thought he knocked the ball out of the park at the press conference. As I said, he didn't just win the press conference. He ran up the score on the press conference. I'm a winner. We're going to win. I was built for this job. I won't back down. I won't back down. Give me a early impressions. What's the most positive answer on the poll?
A
plus.
I thought he said all the right things. To me, it felt like he was trying a little too hard. That video that's out there, also cringy.
That's a terrible video.
This isn't me saying that he's a bad hire. It seems like he's a good coach. He wins everywhere he goes. Winning at Tulane is impressive. He's won at multiple levels. But if I'm just judging him based off of first impression. If I knew nothing about his career, I'd give him a C. 42% of the vote, A plus. I threw in the plus. 39% say B. So a lot of support for John Sumrall and the impression that he gave to fans. Poll question number 5. Where do you land on the debate of a real Christmas tree versus the artificial Christmas tree as the one that you put up in your house? Are you team real tree or team artificial tree? Like,
I think if you're a young adult with kids, you should have a real tree. You should make that sort of a tradition to go out and pick out a tree and let the kids help you pick out the tree, and then you take it home and put it on top of the car and take it home and you decorate it together. So young adults like you, Kravitz, with a young kid, you need to have a real tree. But for us old guys who don't have young kids anymore, there's nothing like an artificial tree. No muss, no fuss. The lights are already on it. It's pretty. No mess. Put it in the box when you're done and pack it away for next year. I'm an artificial tree guy.
Easiest answer of all the questions that we were asking today. It's obviously the artificial tree. I don't care.
Kravitz.
My kid doesn't know if it's real or not. It doesn't.
Yeah, but there's something about going together as a family.
Yeah, but mine comes with a cord that has a little button at the bottom, and you step on the button, and it lights up the Christmas tree with the Christmas lights. So not only do I not have to worry about getting bark and sap in my house, but also the lights are already on the tree. This is the easiest decision ever. And then when I'm done, I just put it back in the box, stick it in the attic, and I get it out next year.
Lazy dad.
70% of the votes say artificial tree. That right there. Polapalooza. 2-minute drill coming your way next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
I told you this the other day. I went to look at a house with a buddy of mine who's in the market for a new house, and we were looking at this very nice house. And then we got to the pool in the back, and the water in the pool had turned green. And I'm thinking to myself, what realtor would list a house where the pool looks like an algae pond? All right. This is why, if you're thinking about selling, you need to consider the Nickley Group, where no stone goes unturned. If you're thinking about selling, do not fumble your biggest investment. Call the Nickley Group today. Central Florida homes are selling for top dollar, and the Nickley Group sells a home every 9 hours for 6% more and twice as fast as the average agent. They'll even give you a guaranteed cash offer. No showings, no open houses, close in as little as 14 days. So go to thenickley.com. That's thenickley.com. Tell them the Bulldog sent you. I might even be at your next closing. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
A clutch performance is great on the football field, but when it comes to your freedom, clutch play from your legal representation is vital. When your freedom's on the line, you need Trey Flynn in your corner. Trey is a board-certified criminal defense attorney with 18 years of criminal defense experience. Trey's record speaks for itself. He defends DUI cases, serious felonies, and will fight tooth and nail to protect your rights and your future. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. Arrested today? Call Trey.
All lanes are blocked, 429 northbound. Traffic's being diverted onto Seidel Road. We got emergency crews on the roadways clearing up that earlier accident before Schofield Road. It's involving a truck there on I-4. You're going to get caught up in some familiar delays. It's stop and go westbound through Celebration into that Champions Gate area. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the traffic center, I'm James Birmingham.
Christmas music playing right now on Magic 107.7.
Feliz Navidad.
Magic 107.7.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Orlando's Christmas station.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef. This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Live boxing is back at Caribe Royale, Orlando on Saturday, December 13th in conjunction with the 104th Annual WBA Convention. Records and titles are on the line. In the main event, undefeated Cuban standout Kevin Brown takes on battle-tested Cletus Selden for the WBA Interim Super Lightweight title, plus a dynamic lineup of undefeated local stars, including Ariel Golden Hulk Perez and female powerhouse Jasmine the Animal Artiga defending her WBA title. Tickets available at Ticketmaster or at CaribeRoyale.com/boxing.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and don't know what to do. You know who to call. Farah and Farah, Orlando.
MCA Transportation is Orlando's official game day bus of 96.9 The Game. From school field trips to luxury rides and full-size buses, MCA has delivered top-tier service for over 25 years. Book now at mcatransportation.com.
Is it just me, or is it almost time to throw the heater on? Before you do that, please make sure you have your AC checked out by the best in the business. Of course, I'm talking about Mills Air. The bottom line is, for me, I don't skimp on quality and professionalism when it comes to something as important as my AC provider. Mills Air doesn't cut corners. They don't play games. They just deliver every single time. They're the MVP of AC technicians. Call Leon and the crew, schedule your appointment, and tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
If you want no windows there and we pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Rights reserved.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Do you own a small business? A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super sure.
For more information about contests on this station, go to 969thegame.com/rules.
Some people only hear what they want to hear. In the know, 24 hours a day. We only deal in what you need to hear.
These days, you need to keep an open mind.
News Radio, WFLA, Orlando. WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeart radio app. Just search 96.9 The Game. Welcome back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. Time's ticking. Takes are flying. Buckle up for the 2-minute trip.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
I think this should be the 2-minute drill song every day. Talk about a guy with a hot take. I mean, the Grinch hates Christmas. It's as hot a take as it gets.
The Grinch is like my mother.
That's sad. You should probably go to therapy for that. By the way, breaking news: James Madison hires Billy Napier as their next head coach. So another vacancy.
To Billy Napier.
Yep.
Congratulations.
And that right there is called being a good guy with a good reputation. He landed another job quickly after flaming out at Florida. That is a reputation hire. Good for Billy Napier.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. I'm gonna hand it off to you. 2-minute drill. What you got?
Oh, okay. Well, you had a motivational quote earlier today about, thoughts and what you think sort of transcends into what you become. It all starts with your mind. And I told you about a poem that an old football coach gave all of us football players in high school. And the name of the poem was "It's All in the State of Mind." So I'm just going to read you a little bit of that as we go. If you think you're a beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you'd like to win but think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the person who wins is the one who thinks he can. It's all in a state of mind.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
I think the Magic can win tomorrow because it looks like they're getting Paolo Banchero back. He has been upgraded to questionable ahead of their Friday night game against the Miami Heat. That's leaving the show with a little bit of breaking news. We'll see if that comes to fruition tomorrow. Thanks for listening to Game On. Catch the podcast wherever you download them. For Jaden Grimes, Mike Bianchi, I'm Brandon Kravitz. Hit him with it, Mikey.
Peace, love, boiled peanuts.
Magic Insiders next.
You're listening to Magic Insiders with Dante Marchitelli and